Grand Theft Auto 6 is built for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. After Rockstar Games released Trailer 1 for GTA 6, Love is the Long Road, the main song in the trailer, spiked by 37,000% on Spotify. Grand Theft Auto 6 will receive a PC port 2 years after the launch on console, so it looks like it will be coming out in 2028 if everything goes well. GTA 6 Online mode will evolve past launch. We can see a total of 194 different models of vehicles in Trailer 1 and 2 and all the Rockstar screenshots that they shared. And yes, I did count them. Grand Theft Auto 6 is set in Leonida, which is Rockstar's parody of Florida. The liquor store that Jason and Lucia rob is called Uncle Jack's Liquor. On Rockstar's website, when introducing us to Mount Calaga, they mentioned that this is the prime spot for hunting, fishing, and off-road trails. Could this hint to more evolved versions of the features from Red Dead 2 returning to Grand Theft Auto 6? A Grand Theft Auto 6 insider claims that Rockstar Games wants GTA Online to have Fortnite-level events to happen periodically through GTA Online's lifecycle. Lucia is the first playable female lead in a mainline GTA game. Uncle Jack's Liquor logo is the face of Everett Morgan from Red Dead Online. The Grand Theft Auto 6 story is inspired by a Bonnie and Clyde tale. Lucia was sent to prison before the game even begins. Lucia was born and raised in Liberty City. Lucia's dad taught her to fight since she was able to walk. Jason also served in the military for a few years. Jason's best friend in Grand Theft Auto 6 is Cal Hampton. The GTA 6 Grass River location is based off the Florida Everglades. There is a total of 27 different animal species that can be seen in Trailer 1 and 2, and all the screenshots provided by Rockstar Games. Rockstar Games also plans long-term content support. On February 4th, 2022, Rockstar Games announced on Twitter that GTA exists, and that development is underway. Grand Theft Auto 6 Trailer 2 was captured entirely in-game from a PlayStation 5, and is comprised of equal parts gameplay and cutscenes according to Rockstar Games in the description of the trailer. GTA 6 Trailer 1 got 94 million views in 24 hours. Lucia can be seen wearing a government-issued ankle monitor in multiple artworks for Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar themselves says Lucia's crime to get into prison was something to do with fighting for her family. Lucia is on parole when she gets out of prison and has to do community service, as seen in the trailers. The first safe house in GTA 6 is owned by Brian, where Jason lives rent-free. Jason's first lines in Trailer 2 is fixing some leaks, which seems to be a reference to the 2022 leaks. Ruby Ike owns the Jack of Hearts strip club in Grand Theft Auto 6. Dre Kwan is the CEO of Only Raw Records. The Real Dimes are the first signed artists to Only Raw Records. The Real Dimes rap duo consists of Baylux and Roxy. Lucia is seen wearing Apple AirPods in multiple screenshots. In the Grand Theft Auto universe, the AirPods are actually called Beat Off. Rockstar Games officially released 70 screenshots to their website when Trailer 2 was released. Jason has a clear military tattoo on his shoulder. Raul Batista is labeled as an expert bank robber according to Rockstar Games himself. Ambrosia, one of the cities in GTA 6, is based off the city of Clewiston, Florida. The name Ambrosia actually means sweet. Ambrosia also has a massive sugar refinery. Bikers also run Ambrosia. Leonida Keys is based off the Florida Keys in real life. Lucia wears a golden boxing glove chain around her neck in multiple screenshots and shots of the trailer. Lucia moved to Vice City to live the best life her and her mother dreamed of in Liberty City according to Rockstar Games on their website. Brian has 3 wives. Brian's third wife is named Lori. Rockstar Games faced the biggest leak and infiltration of all time in their company's history in 2022. The earliest insider information we had about GTA 6 was the Project Americas leak. Project Americas is the codename for Grand Theft Auto 6. Lucia's actress is Manny L. Perez. Manny L. Perez also voice acted in Grand Theft Auto 5 as a casino dealer in 2019. Ruby Ike is one of the largest investors for Only Raw Records. It appears that Jason's personal vehicle is a 1970 or a 1971 Ford Ranchero GT. Take-Two Interactive representatives approached business owners in Miami and asked if Rockstar Games developers could scout their establishments. Take-Two Interactive is Rockstar's parent company. GTA 6 is the first Rockstar title to be worked on every studio under Rockstar's umbrella. The classic Bravado Banshee can be seen in Trailer 2 and can be seen in its classic white and blue colors. Jason is most likely played by the actor Dylan Rook. GTA 6 was delayed for the first time on May 2nd, 2025. The first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer was leaked 12 hours before it was meant to air. It was alleged that the trailer got leaked due to a flaw in YouTube source code. In this screenshot, it looks like a car is using windshield wipers. This could mean that this is an upcoming mechanic coming to cars in GTA 6. 6. Between the release of Trailer 1 and Rockstar announcing in May 2025 about the delay, there was no news from Rockstar for 514 days straight. Rockstar gave all employees Vice City themed Rockstar merch for Christmas in 2024. GTA 6 Trailer 1 broke a world record for the most viewed game trailer in 24 hours. GTA6.com is a website that is not owned by Rockstar. E-Cola is returning in Grand Theft Auto 6. GTA 6 is the first major Rockstar title that Dan Houser, the co-founder, didn't work on. Sam Houser is leading the ship for GTA 6 as the captain. We have no news when GTA 6 Online is coming out. It can be anywhere from 1 month to 1 year after launch, for all we know. In this clip from Trailer 2, where Jason gets Lucia out of prison, Jason's shirt has visible stains on this. Could this be another feature of clothes getting dirty over time? The main car Jason and Lucia are seen driving in Trailer 1 is the Declassy Tulip, which is based off the real-life model of a 1972 Chevy Malibu. The hobo from GTA 4 who found a $2 million diamond said he was moving to Vice City. Brian Hedder is a notorious smuggler in Leonida. Laszlo, the longest hired Rockstar actor, says he doesn't play any characters in Grand Theft Auto 6, which will be the first game that he won't appear on. Jason and Lucia's first safe house is located in the Leonida Keys. Jason, Lucia, and Booby can all be seen using the GTA parody versions of iPhones called iFruit. The Florida Joker tried suing Rockstar Games for tens of millions of dollars because he said they used his likeness in Trailer 1. He ended up giving up on the lawsuit because he knew he couldn't win. The main seaport in Port Gellhorn seems to be a rendition of Tampa Bay's port in real life. The leaks of 2022 were done by a 17-year-old kid from Oxford, England. And if you're still watching this, why haven't you subscribed? It's free. Come on. During the 27 Madness of 2024, the community found coordinates from a photo that a Rockstar Games developer posted on Twitter. The coordinates led to a shop called 27 Miami, and on the same road you can find shops like Jason's Deli, and keep going down the road you can find Via Lucia. Is this a coincidence? Rockstar has recreated the Kaseya Center in GTA 6. Rockstar North is the main studio working on GTA 6. We Got Blank Before GTA 6 has become one of the biggest memes from the GTA 6 community. On the 22nd of February 2025, Rockstar Games launched their first ever official Discord server, with one of the few channels on the server being a GTA 6 discussion channel. An insider from Rockstar Games claims that the last stage of the game is in development hell. Rockstar India is the largest studio working on GTA 6 with over 1,600 active developers. The production of GTA 6 was heavily impacted by the 2021 virus. 1 hour after the first trailer got leaked, Rockstar Games themselves released the trailer. The talent agency for Dylan Rook, the speculated Jason actor, actually congratulated him on Instagram for his new role in a video game, which is most likely GTA 6 as he's not done any video games. The main beach in Vice City is called Vice Beach. The legendary YouTuber TGG actually visited every GTA 6 trailer location for both trailers in real life. If this video gets 100,000 likes, I will do the same thing. Mount Calaga National Park is largely based on Georgia and the northern parts of Florida. The new GTA 6 soft drink Fizz-Ass is heavily inspired by Fanta. Rockstar Games shared this photo on their website of an NPC using a kayak, which could mean we'll be able to use these in GTA 6. When GTA 6 Trailer 1 was revealed, other companies joined in on the hype with rebranding their logos to be in themed with the GTA 6 vibe, and to also give Rockstar their flowers. GTA 6 budget is rumored to be over $2 billion USD. GTA 6 is also projected to make $1 billion from pre-orders, and GTA 6 is predicted to make $7.6 billion in the first few months of launch. The GTA 6 mapping community have been working on accurately mapping the entire map daily since the 2022 leaks, using all screenshots, all trailers, and every information they have. The main airport of Vice City is called Vice City International. There are 6 confirmed locations by Rockstar themselves. GTA 6 has their own version of Apple Pay called Fruit Pay. Not sure if we'll be able to use this in game, but it's pretty interesting. Alright, so if you are unaware who Mr. Boss FTW is, he's basically your slop GTA 6 YouTuber. By slop, I mean he just posts the most brain-dead, easy content he can just to farm money and views on clicks by putting GTA 6 in the title. I am completely aware that the highest performing videos on my channel does have GTA 6 in the title, but Mr. Boss FTW just takes it a step further. Like, this guy has posted hundreds upon hundreds of GTA 6 videos before we even had a trailer about the game. Mr. Boss FTW has left a very nasty stain on the GTA YouTube content creation, and we have other YouTubers who follow in his path with like Snando, I forgot how you say his name, Snando, something like that. He would post classic videos like receiving GTA 6 early, where he would unbox fake GTA 6 games and pretend to play them, saying he got them from Rockstar. These guys are just massive clowns, and yeah, they really just suck. Anyway, let's move on. We got blank before GTA 6. So this refers to the comment that you will see lurking across the entire internet in every corner and every inch. From movie trailers, TV crossovers, Fortnite collabs, I would be very surprised if you have never seen this comment before around the internet. Even 2 of my videos have top comments saying we got blank before GTA 6, so I'm expecting someone to write we got a GTA 6 iceberg video before GTA 6. It is pretty much just a classic meme that has spread everywhere. Vice City. Okay, so we all know that one of the biggest areas will be causing havoc in Grand Theft Auto 6 is of course Vice City. Well, actually we kind of knew this way before any of the trailers dropped, because we always had some sort of insider information connecting GTA 6 to Vice City, and of course we saw confirmation in the 2022 leaks. So for the people out there who don't know what Vice City is, let me explain it real quick. So Vice City is the parody of Miami in Florida, and we've actually seen Vice City before in a previous GTA title, which was released back on the 27th of October 2002, and this game is of course GTA Vice City, where we followed the protagonist Tommy Vercetti in a neon-soaked 80s Vice City. Tommy was played by the late great amazing actor Ray Liotta, who sadly passed away in 2022. Hopefully we get some sort of Easter egg about Tommy and the old Vice City days. Maybe Jason or Lucia get his iconic t-shirt in some sort of Easter egg side mission, which will be pretty cool to unlock. GTA 6 house. The GTA 6 house refers to a house found in the GTA Definitive Edition, which released on the 11th of November 2021, which saw the remaster, if you even want to call it a remaster, of Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and GTA San Andreas. This topic refers to the image that was added to the Little Probe coffee shop in the remaster of GTA San Andreas. Players quickly noticed after entering this UFO themed coffee shop that it had some strange pictures hanging from the walls. And upon further inspection, players actually noticed that these locations were from other Rockstar titles. Every photo has some sort of UFO featured in it, as we are in the Little Probe coffee shop, but you can definitely tell majority of these photos are ripped straight from GTA 5. Like right here, you can see that this is the Sonora Desert from GTA 5, and the observatory, North True March, Cassidy Creek Bridge. This could possibly be a house in Paleto, Mount Gordo Lighthouse, and also weirdly we have Red Dead 2 Guama in here. And not to mention we have the Sandy Shores Airfield and Vinewood Hills Communication Tower, just to name a few of these. So we've established that these photos are from other Rockstar properties, but there's one image in here that stands out like a sore thumb. And this is what brings us to the GTA 6 connection. This house right here cannot be found anywhere in Grand Theft Auto 5, and it is way too modern to be from Red Dead Redemption 2. Players like to point out that this house looks like a average Florida household with the trees and everything, and people like to speculate that this was the first ever image that we've seen from Grand Theft Auto 6. This photo has single-handedly torn apart the community and has been the topic of many GTA 6 conversations and speculations. And look, I personally don't think that this is from Grand Theft Auto 6, but like I said in my other video where I talked about it, I am more than happy to be proven wrong. Like, please prove me wrong, Rockstar. It would be such a cool touch that Rockstar teased GTA 6 in San Andreas all these years ago. And maybe by adding this actual house into GTA 6, or mentioning this house in some sort of way, or just putting this photograph in GTA 6 would be an awesome way for Rockstar to give a little nod to the community. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Do you actually think this is a screenshot from GTA 6, or do you think this is just something a dev created real quick? March 2025. This date is just a date that a lot of people believe that trailer 2 was meant to drop for GTA 6, but unfortunately when this date came, nothing dropped. I had trouble finding where the original rumor started, but a lot of it points towards someone called Zesty6898. This person is absolutely idolized by a majority of the people in the community from the speculation part of it. Some people act like he's a prophet or some brave insider, but again, I really just don't trust anyone from the GTA 6 community that says they have insider information, because again, can we really trust it? It is GTA 6, and a lot of people here are just spreading misinformation for clicks and to troll. Tim McDowell map leak. This topic refers to a map leak that was circling around forums and GTA clickbait channels here on YouTube. And the so-called origin story behind this map leak is that some sort of Rockstar employee accidentally ended up leaking it, or purposely leaked the entire map of GTA 6. But I hate to break it to you guys, but this so-called Tim McDowell, who apparently worked at Rockstar, is not a actual employee of Rockstar and is not anywhere involved with Rockstar. And the supposed map leak was completely faked using Photoshop and various other software. So it was completely fake, but at the time, people really did believe that this Tim McDowell guy actually worked at Rockstar. Sometimes I really can't blame the community for believing these obviously faked leaks and stuff, because Rockstar just gives us nothing to go off and kind of leads us down a very dark path. Some of these topics in this iceberg do reference these massive breakthrough leaks where we thought we've actually saw GTA 6, but in reality it's just someone trolling on 4chan or etc. The 198E5 map is a fan-made GTA 6 world concept map that blew up in the community because how detailed and how believable it looks. A lot of people thought it was a leak at first, but it's not official and not from Rockstar. This is another map that really blew up where people thought it was real, and at the time we had no other information from Rockstar, so we let our imaginations go wild. The name actually comes from just the user who created it, and some people at the time thought it was some secret code that Rockstar had to make it secret, but no, it was just the username of the person who made it, which is pretty funny that people thought this was super real. But again, Rockstar won't say anything unless their studio is literally on fire from company destroying leaks. Tom Henderson predictions and leaks. Tom Henderson is a very well-known video game industry insider and leaker. He's especially known from early scoops on big game titles like Call of Duty and Battlefield, and he often shares much information from his insider gaming brand and social media channels. His reach that he has in the industry and audience makes his comments widely spread in gaming communities. For GTA 6, he, of course, isn't an official Rockstar source. He doesn't work for Rockstar, nor does he actually have any public Rockstar relationship. Just so you know that this Tom guy isn't 100% right on everything he says, so all the GTA 6 stuff he mentions should be treated as a rumor or an insider talking, not as an official update from Rockstar. I just don't want anyone to get confused here. Okay, so Tom has claimed in various podcasts and interviews that GTA 6 is currently content ready for some time, which means that the game is ready to launch basically, but since Rockstar seeks perfection and is quite literally the best in the business, they don't want to drop something until they fully have done everything they can to drop the game the best it can be at. So pretty much this means they still have polishing of bugs and various other things, and apparently according to Tom, they are not building anything new for the game. It is strictly just polishing and other small stuff like that. And Tom also claims that there won't be any more delays for GTA 6. And take everything with the fattest grain of salt that you can find when talking about Tom or any other person claiming that there's some big insider or have insider information. And yes, of course, that includes GTA 6 YouTubers. They don't know anything. And that of course includes me, okay guys? I don't know anything more than you guys know, so again, be very cautious when dealing with GTA 6 news. Try to get it from Rockstar or TGG. He's definitely someone I would go to for my information. Project Americas. Alright guys, I love this topic. It's a big part of my GTA 6 production video. If you haven't seen it, go maybe watch it after this video. This is a long video, so go watch it later. Alright, so like any good GTA 6 leak, this one comes from an anonymous source. This person allegedly went to Inside Gaming with insider information. Yes, you're going to hear the word insider quite a lot in this video, so be prepared. Okay, so this source came forward in 2018 and stated the following. They said that Rockstar was already in early development of the new game that would be a part of the GTA franchises and didn't confirm if this would be GTA 6 or some sort of spin-off game. They also claimed that once Red Dead Redemption 2 was shipped in December, every single Rockstar developer employee would move over to fully work on this next title, which we know is GTA 6. At the time, a lot of people brushed this off as rumors, but looking back now, it really felt like this was real and this person was an actual insider, because they claimed GTA 6 was mainly set in Vice City, but they weren't clear on what time period it was. This could be due to them still deciding whether to do it in the 80s or modern day. Again, we don't know. But back then, people did really assume that the game would take place in the 80s or 90s, and it could be some sort of spin-off game from GTA Vice City, which was based in the 80s. But the biggest claim from this insider was that the game would allow players to travel between Vice City and another country in South America. The source never actually confirmed which country it could be, but the obvious guesses were Colombia, Brazil, Venezuela, and look, let's be real guys, if this is true, Miami and Colombia go hand in hand, so it's pretty obvious that it will be some sort of parody version of Colombia. We all know that back in the day, Miami was a hot spot for some sort of products, especially Colombian products, and that Miami was the biggest gateway into America for cartel operations. So just going back to the actual title, Project Americas, it was actually confirmed that Rockstar codenamed GTA 6 under a secret name, which they do for all of their games, and they did for this one, Project Americas. It's still unsure of what is still in the game, because I know there's a lot of rumors that Rockstar have actually cut back a lot of what they promised when early development, because these leaks also did come from very early development, so stuff changes a lot in the industry. Just giving you guys a quick example of these project names. If you didn't know, GTA 5's project name was actually Project Rush. Rockstar does give all of their games a secret project name to help it not get leaked and to be a little bit more secret. Another little rumor slash insider news that came from this time period was talks of a female lead, which would be the very first for any Rockstar property, which we all now know is Lucia synthwave artist. So before Rockstar officially revealed anything about Grand Theft Auto 6, a synthwave artist named Pete Rice with the stage name of Vector Hold came forward and said that Rockstar themselves, or someone working for Rockstar in their music department, came and asked him if they could use his music on some sort of special synth radio station in GTA 6. Again, this isn't confirmed by Rockstar, and the original post was soon deleted. Don't know if this guy was just trying to get attention for his music, or Rockstar actually saw this and said, go, don't post this, take it down, or we won't use the music. We have no idea if this is going to be true. We'll just have to wait until the release of the game to see if this guy was telling the truth, but 9 times out of 10, it's usually someone just trying to attention seek. Jason Schreiner. Jason is a journalist and industry insider known for deep reporting on video game development, especially GTA 6 and Rockstar games. He writes for Bloomberg and often shares updates based on his contacts inside studios rather than rumors. People consider him generally the most reliable on development and business issues in the gaming industry. I personally really do trust a lot of things Jason says, but that is just my opinion. But he actually has reported that the game's original expected release window for fall 2025 was increasingly unlikely based on what Rockstar employees were telling him. He noted that staff didn't actually believe that date was realistic and suggested the game was going to slip further into 2026, and he actually came forth with this information before Rockstar did. And as we all know, the release date was pushed to May 26, 2026, and then following November this year, it got delayed to November 19th, 2026. Jason also later confirmed that the delay was not caused by the recent firings or union drama, but simply reflected normal development decisions and timing around Take-Two earning announcement schedules. Schreider was also one of the very first journalists who early on acknowledged that the leaked GTA 6 content was real when a significant unauthorized leak emerged in 2022. So I'm pretty sure you guys are all very aware about the 2022 leaks. Jason even came forward calling it a nightmare for Rockstar, because not only did Rockstar Games get their beautiful hidden secret baby posted all over the internet of unreleased and very top secret footage of GTA 6 development work, but it also could very well affect things like remote work policies going forward in Rockstar, which again hurts the production timeline. But Rockstar, when they talked about the leaks and came forward about it, did say that this won't affect the overall production of the game. Jason has also shared other development context in his Bloomberg reporting, such as Rockstar Games trying to be more cautious about certain kinds of humor in their game compared to previous titles in their GTA franchise. All this being said, Jason doesn't officially speak for Rockstar Games, but he definitely has some very strong connections in the gaming industry, which leads me to believe that a lot of what he says comes from factual knowledge and not fabricated in lies. So again, this information is reliable but not definitive. Union busting. In late October 2025, Rockstar Games, the developer behind Grand Theft Auto 6, fired 42 employees across its United Kingdom and Canadian studios. The company officially stated that these terminations were due to gross misconduct, alleging that the employees had shared or discussed confidential company information on Discord in a violation of internal policies. Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two Interactive, have consistently defended the decision that Rockstar made, because apparently it was unrelated to any worker organizing and purely based on misconduct concerns. However, there's always two sides to a story. The Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, or IWGB, the labour organisation representing gaming industry workers, including some people at Rockstar, accused the company of union busting. Alright, so basically this whole situation is very long and very complicated and is a really shitty situation all around. So I'll give you the quick grid TLDR. Okay, so basically Rockstar fired these employees with their claim saying that they were in a Discord chat where they were sharing very confidential information that went against their policies and probably their NDAs, while the employees were saying they were only in this Discord chat with the union reps to talk about workload and more work-life balance stuff. And basically what the employees were saying is that Rockstar knew that they were approaching on 200 employees in the union, which means once they get 200 people in their union that they get more say and more of a voice in the company with their actions. And they claim that Rockstar knew this was about to happen, so they fired the employees so that number doesn't reach 200. So all around, the situation just really sucks for the employees, because especially losing your job around Christmas, like, that is just horrific. I can't even imagine that. It even got so much attention that the British Prime Minister actually found out and said it is deeply concerning. The whole situation is still developing, with a lot of the employees now suing Rockstar, which, if is true, is definitely justified in my opinion. Again, this is Rid's opinion. To this day, there's still protests going on in front of multiple Rockstar studios and in front of Take-Two headquarters. Again, this situation just sucks. February 4th, which was the first ever confirmation that GTA 6 is real by the big orange company we call Rockstar Games. Rockstar posted to Twitter with the following statement: "Many of you have been asking about a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series. With every new project, our goal is to always significantly move beyond what we've previously delivered. We are pleased to confirm that the active development for the next entry in the series is underway." This was massive. The biggest news drop we have ever gotten from Rockstar Games regarding GTA 6 up to that point, and the internet went crazy. Finally, our grand delusions were coming true. Unfortunately, Rockstar didn't give us a single update until they were forced to later in the year due to the leaks. But other than that, we got nothing from Rockstar. Absolutely radio silence until December 1st, 2023, where they announced Trailer 1, the Miami Scout. Okay, so this topic is quite long, but it is super interesting, so bear with me. So this topic refers to the images of letters that were leaked online by business owners in Florida who got approached by Take-Two about their property or establishment being scouted or used by Rockstar Games in either adverts or in-game scouting locations. And this is what the first one has to say. "Dear the Guild, we hope that this message finds you well. We would like to reach out to you regarding an advertising opportunity on your property, the Guild downtown, located in Miami especially. We are interested in placing an advertising poster on the exterior side of the parking garage that is visible from Biscayne Boulevard." Sorry if I butchered that. "Our aim is to promote a AAA game from one of our subsidiaries for a period of 12 months on that side of the parking garage, starting from late summer 2023. We believe that this partnership would not only increase our brand exposure, but also increase the exposure of the hotel property. The location we are proposing is highly visible, providing us with the perfect platform to promote the game. We are willing to cover all costs associated with the placement of the poster, including installation, maintenance, and removal. We assure you that the advertisement will be in line with the building's aesthetic and meet all the necessary standards. Moreover, we are willing to collaborate with you to design a poster that complements the building design and the architecture. Please let me know if you require any further information or have any concerns regarding our proposal. Even if those periods will be reserved, we are excited about the opportunity to collaborate with you on this project and to get more into detail. We look forward to hearing from you soon." So basically, this is a letter from an alleged Take-Two employee to the Guild Hotel located in Miami, where we can see that Take-Two offers to work with them to advertise a AAA game, which is most likely GTA 6. This letter does say that it is looking to promote something in late summer of 2023, so maybe at some point this was near the original release for GTA 6, but got pushed back to major internal delays and pretty much fell to the wayside. Again, maybe this is still in the works and something that's going to happen in the future. So here's another alleged letter from Take-Two that got leaked online. So a part of this letter is actually covered by looks like a business card. So this is what we read. "Rockstar Games, a video game development company, company. They have a group of researchers and developers scheduled to come to Florida this October to scout locations for their video games. The scout team's mission is to tour and photograph various interesting locations throughout the state of Florida. The research they gather and photos they take on the scout will become part of the company's research library and will help inspire Rockstar developers to build environments in the game that reflect real-life environments. We'd like to arrange to have Rockstar's team scout your property/business while they are here. As mentioned above, any photos taken during the scout will be used strictly for research purposes. Rockstar respects property rights and will not recreate protected artwork, sculptures, use customer likeness, or recreate business interiors without the owner's explicit written permission to do so. This requested scout would consist of approximately 4 to 6 people and typically takes 1 to 2 hours. The scout team is primarily interested in scouting interior spaces. For access to your property, as mentioned above, Rockstar is willing to pay an access fee. Rockstar asks that a standard release be signed by any locations that agreed to allow their team to scout. I've attached the standard release to this letter for you to review. If everything sounds okay and looks good, then please sign the release and send it back to me via email. Then our team will follow up with you in a couple of weeks to arrange for a day and a time for the scout team to come by. Or if you have any questions, please feel free to call or email me. I am available at your convenience. We look forward to your response and to the opportunity to scout your property/business with this crew. Thank you for your time, consideration, and support. Alright, so this seems extremely legitimate to me. I mean, these scouting requests seem super legit. These both alleged photos were actually leaked back in 2021, and the trajectory of the game's launch seems to have drastically changed since this time, so that's why you can see that they asked for advertisement in 2023 when the game is now coming out in 2026. Okay, so all things considered, I definitely see this as a topic that could very well be true, but again, dealing with GTA 6 information that is not confirmed by Rockstar, you have to take everything as speculation. r/GTA 6. r/GTA is a massive subreddit which was created on the 9th of September 2012, and this subreddit is the feeding ground for all mission information and crazy theories that we see in this iceberg. And yes, even this iceberg I'm using did come from r/GTA 6. But through all the bad on here, it's still a pretty okay place to discuss GTA 6 to some extent. This is still Reddit we're talking about here. Dan Houser. Dan Houser is an English video game writer and producer. He is one of the co-founders of Rockstar Games alongside his brother, Sam Houser. Dan was born November 1973 and co-founded Rockstar Games December 1998. To say Dan is just a co-founder is a massive understatement. These are all publicly known things that he is credited for in Rockstar Games. Okay, so for the following games, Dan was not only a writer for the game, but was also a producer. So GTA 1, GTA 2, GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA Liberty Stories, GTA Vice City Stories, GTA 4, GTA Chinatown Wars, and with Grand Theft Auto 5, he was the lead writer and VP creative/producer. And to continue to add to Dan's amazing resume, he also did Red Dead Redemption 1 as a writer and creative producer, with Red Dead 2 being a co-writer and executive producer. And of course, we have to mention his work as writer and producer on Bully, Max Payne 3, LA Noire, and Midnight Club Los Angeles. Dan has also voice acted in some of these games, like this famous clip from GTA 3. Dan unfortunately left Rockstar Games in 2020, primarily due to immense workload in long development cycles of massive projects like GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, feeling he couldn't do another game of that scale again. However, some news reports speculate that there was massive differences between him and Sam Houser, his brother, in creative differences over the company's shift from story DLCs to online focus, with Dan preferring narrative depth over endless online content. His decision to leave seems like the best option for himself, definitely to get out of that environment and immense workload. Dan actually founded a new gaming company in 2021 called Absurd Adventures, with its headquarters being located in Santa Monica, California. So from what the future looks like for Dan, he says he has many projects underway and has recently just published his first novel called A Better Paradise Volume 1, and it looks like Dan has finally taken a more public eye with doing podcasts such as Lex Freeman, which I highly recommend that podcast. It was a really great listen. I highly recommend it. And even more surprising was Dan being a surprise guest at the Game Awards, with him announcing the Best Narrative Game of 2025, which shocked the community as him and Sam are very, very private people. You can see how this is by the way they run Rockstar Games. Tying this back to the iceberg, I know I got a little bit distracted, but tying this back into the GTA 6 iceberg, this will be the first Grand Theft Auto or first Rockstar project that Dan Houser isn't a part of in any way. He's not a part of the writing process or anything. Of course, Sam probably used some of the ideas that him and Dan talked about back in the day, but he's not credited for anything. 4chan. This is just referring to how much fake material about GTA 6 comes from 4chan, with 4chan literally just fueling the fire of misinformation and creating fake GTA advertisement maps, you name it. All comes from 4chan. The Mexican. Okay, this is a crazy topic title, but it refers to a early debunked rumor that the protagonist was a male criminal nicknamed the Mexican, which spread around the internet a bit back in the day, which some people said it was going to be a solo game where you couldn't switch between characters and you could only be this Mexican character. But again, this has been debunked since we have Jason and Lucia. VI Road. Back in November 2020, Rockstar posted to Twitter a teaser trailer for their upcoming GTA 5 Online DLC, Cayo Perico. In this official teaser trailer from Rockstar Games themselves, this isn't fake, in the trailer they show a string of numbers that flash on the screen. 38.527A and 79.6129A. If for some reason you took these numbers and put them into Google Maps and enter these coordinates, it actually takes you to this road in Bluegrass, Virginia. And what does this road look like to you? Because to me, it screams, yes, a VI, or better known as a 6. Look, I personally believe that this is truly the earliest teaser or Easter egg for GTA 6 from Rockstar themselves. It's pretty hard to prove it any other way. This could just be one single dev messing around like the 27 theory, but this is definitely some sort of reference to GTA 6. Domains names registered. Okay, so I think this topic is referring to the fact that Rockstar doesn't actually own GTA6.com, which is pretty funny. When you go to the website, you are met with a host error, but knowing Rockstar, if they wanted this domain, they would have it, or maybe they already do. Florida. As we now are all aware that GTA 6 is not just Vice City, but the whole state of a parody Florida called Leonida, I actually just made a video going over every confirmed location and the history behind all the locations, so go check it out, again, after this video. So from what Rockstar has shared, these are the following cities found in GTA 6. Vice City is Miami, Leonida Keys is Florida Keys, Grass Rivers is the Everglades, Port Gellhorn is kind of a mix between Panama City and the port of Tampa Bay. Ambrosia is Clewiston, Florida. Mount Calaga National Park seems to be based off Georgia and the northern Florida. Okay, so if you guys want a more in-depth video, like I said earlier, there's a video on my channel, so if you have time, go check it out. I'm going back to Vice City. Okay, so this is a reference to multiple GTA 5 NPCs, which can randomly just scream this out. So next time you're in GTA Online, try to listen and see if you can hear this. Again, some people like to say that this is a teaser from Rockstar, that, you know, that GTA 6 is coming, Vice City, yada yada yada, but you can also hear NPCs call out that they're going back to Liberty City. So this is not some GTA 6 teaser, it is just a nice little reference in GTA 5. Strauss Zelnick. Harry Strauss Zelnick is an American businessman and lawyer. He is the founder, CEO, and managing partner of private equity firm ZMC, the chairman and CEO of video game company Take-Two Interactive. Take-Two Interactive is the parent company of Rockstar Games. I'm not really sure what else to say about it. That's pretty much it. Female character. This is referring to earlier rumors and insiders talking about a female lead in GTA 6. This rumor spans all the way back to the Project Americas that came out in around 2018, which is now true, with, of course, Lucia being one of the two protagonists featured in GTA 6. Gellhorn. This is not Vice City. This is not beautiful beaches and non-stop clubs. This is Leonida's Forgotten Coast, a place full of cheap motels, dying strip malls, industrial docks, and a brand new underground economy that Rockstar is clearly setting up to be very important. And the more you look at Port Gellhorn, the more it feels like one of the most grounded, gritty, and dangerous areas we have ever seen in a GTA game. So today we are breaking down everything we know about Port Gellhorn, where it is, what it's based on, why Rockstar picked it, and speculate what gameplay we could realistically see here. Alright, let's get into it. What is Port Gellhorn? Port Gellhorn is a large coastal city located on the western side of Leonida. Unlike Vice city, which is clearly designed as the flashy centerpiece of the map, while Port Gellhorn feels like it's tucked away under the carpet of Leonida. The city is made up of large commercial districts, heavy industrial zones, seaport infrastructure, train lines and highways, dense forests and grassy fields surrounding the urban sprawl, rolling hills rather than flat beaches. This alone reminds me of a worse Paleto Bay, something that is just rapidly decaying over the years and is completely forgotten about. Port Gellhorn also feels like less of a vacation spot and more of a place people used to vacation before everything went downhill and the economy just can't recover from the lack of tourism. And honestly, Rockstar looks like it's leaning into this. Okay, so Port Gellhorn actually played a huge role in the September 2022 leaks. Multiple leaked clips showed large portions of the industrial zones, commercial streets, open terrain and outskirts, and most importantly, a top-down debug view of Gellhorn's International Raceway. And yes, according to the leaks and what I've seen, it looks like we are getting a raceway, so no more racing at the airport by throwing grenades, and no more racing at the casino horse track. This one debug clip alone taught us something very important about Rockstar's plan. So yeah, it looks like Rockstar was already testing scale, density, and traversal in this area very early on in development. Even more interesting, a debug world events menu revealed several points of interest that were not officially revealed yet, including a police station, a train station, a trailer park, a soccer field, and a basketball court. This confirms Port Gellhorn is not just a scenery, it's a fully playable, fully lived-in city that we'll be able to explore in GTA 6. Again, I should probably clarify that a lot of things can be cut from the game before launch, so again, take everything I just said with a grain of salt, because knowing Rockstar and what the insiders say, a lot of content has been taken away from GTA 6. Don't expect all these things to be in there, but again, take everything everyone says on YouTube with a grain of salt, because we don't actually know what's going to be in GTA 6, we're just using what information we have, and information can be spread very wrongly very fast, so just be aware. Okay, so let's talk about the official debut in Trailer 1. Port Gellhorn officially appeared in the first trailer of GTA 6, and Rockstar did something very intentional here. Instead of showing landmarks or skylines, they focused on everyday grime. 2 locations from the leaks were confirmed, a pawn shop and a liquor store. That alone can just tell you what type of economy thrives here. This is not luxury spending, this is survival spending. Pawn shops, cheap alcohol, quick cash. Rockstar is literally showing us to our face the vibe before they show us the entire spectacle. And in trailer 2, we got an expanded look. As we all know, Port Gellhorn returned near the end of trailer 2, giving us the best official look yet. In the trailer, we can see Jason fighting a man in the parking lot of the Starlit Motel, and what we speculate is that this motel is very important to the story, because this is where we see Lucia asking Jason if she trusts her, and that the only way they can get through this is by sticking together. And in this short clip of the trailer, we can see Jason and Lucia in a high-speed chase, with Jason jumping on the back of the car. And in one small detail, we can see the Crossroad Park mini-mall in the background. And to me, this mini-mall detail is extremely important to the world building of Port Gellhorn, because strip malls are a recurring theme in Port Gellhorn. Shops barely holding on, empty storefronts, businesses and establishments that feel just like fronts, because no one is going here because they have no tourism. This whole city feels like the perfect environment for drug distribution, illegal weapons, stolen goods, underground racing meetups, and then you add a massive bridge connecting key routes, and suddenly the city becomes a logistics hub, and not just some backwater town. Okay, so let's move over to even more Rockstar official news surrounding Port Gellhorn with the screenshots on the promotional website. With the release of Trailer 2, Rockstar posted 70 screenshots to their website, and in these screenshots, Rockstar actually doubled down in confirming that Port Gellhorn's importance through these screenshots. These screenshots revealed even more locations in Port Gellhorn, like the Delight Strip Club and the city's seaport. A strip club plus a major seaport is a classic Rockstar setup. The combination screams organized crime, smuggling operations, money laundering routes, corrupted officials. Port Gellhorn is shaping up to be a crime ecosystem and not just a town. This town is actually giving me serious Ozark vibes. Like, I just can't explain it. If you've seen the show Ozark, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so now let's talk about what Port Gellhorn is actually based on in real life. Architecturally and geographically, Port Gellhorn is heavily inspired by Panama City and nearby Bay County cities like Parker, Callaway, and Springfield. These areas are known for former tourist appeal, declining attractions, cheap motels, heavy highway traffic, working class coastal industries, but there's also one other major influence: and that's the seaport in Port Gellhorn appears to be Rockstar's take on the port of Tampa Bay. This suggests cargo ships, import-export missions, dockside crime, and possibly player-controlled smuggling routes in GTA Online, but I'm getting ahead of myself. This is not a visual inspiration, this is gameplay inspiration. And just think about the potential having this dock here is. Like, think about how Vice City is going to be the party capital, and we need to supply the party capital with these drugs. And the best way to get them is through cargo ships that go straight to Port Gellhorn and then travels to Vice City, or the drugs can even be manufactured in somewhere like Port Gellhorn and Ambrosia, sparking these massive super labs hidden away in these small towns that no one really looks too much into. And while the police are always looking at Ambrosia since it has such high biker crime, Port Gellhorn is kind of tucked away and not really thought about as much, which maybe means they can get away with a lot more. Again, this is all just my speculation and theories running through my head. Okay, so let's talk about the name Port Gellhorn and why it's so layered as a name. It appears to be a reference to Martha Gellhorn, a novelist and journalist who covered the US invasion of Panama in 1989. She later traveled to Panama City to report on the civilian casualties. This matters because these locations in real life, like the Panama Canal, the Panama City in Florida, all these are connected to trade ports and geopolitical tension. And we can also speculate that the port name in Port Gellhorn is also referred to Port Charlotte with a Punta Gorda nearby, because geographically Port Gellhorn sits west side of Lake Leonida, matching the real world layout almost perfectly, because Rockstar did their homework like we always know they do. On the ground surface, Port Gellhorn seems isolated, but it's really not. It seems to be deeply connected through roads like Interstate 404, Leonida State Route 9, and US Route 2. These highways suggest high traffic flow, long distance hauling, and perfect setups for hijack missions, police chases, and cargo transport. And as we talked about earlier, no matter how many highways they have in this area, it does not attract any tourism. No matter how many cars go past, none of them really stop and embrace this area, leaving it abandoned. And we also know about an unnamed rail bridge in Port Gellhorn, which confirms that we'll have some sort of freight trains going through. So again, this is very, very speculative, so I'm sorry, but we could see maybe some possible train robberies, I know, some Red Dead type of stuff. And let's quickly talk about what the economy could look like in Port Gellhorn, because Rockstar describes Port Gellhorn perfectly in their own words. And I quote, "This is Leonida's Forgotten Coast." And Rockstar even talks about on their website about this new economy that is fueled by malt liquor, painkillers, and truck stop energy drinks. And honestly, this tells us so much more. Like, Port Gellhorn is where people hustle to survive, and it's where smaller crimes lead to bigger ones. But I'm not talking on the scale of some massive bank heist happening in Port Gellhorn, but I'm talking more of secret underground drug labs, as I mentioned earlier. And Rockstar even talks about on their website about dirt bikes being a major factor in Port Gellhorn, so maybe we'll see biker gangs that only use Sanchez's or something like that. Okay, so I want to wrap up the video by talking about why Port Gellhorn feels like the anti-Vice City, because this is where side characters live, illegal operations thrive, the world feels real and uncomfortable and not all glamorous as we see it in Vice City. This place is literally like an episode of Ozark or Breaking Bad. I feel like this is going to be one of the best cities in the whole game because it's so interesting. Like, we know Ambrosia has the bikers and Vice City has the nightclubs, and of course the Leonida Keys has all the animals, the retired old people, while Port Gellhorn probably is where the most major crime starts from. This is 100% the type of city Rockstar loves to tell. Grounded stories and desperate crime. And if GTA 6 is about the cost of chasing the American dream, Port Gellhorn might be the place where that dream has already died and buried 6 feet under. Okay, so due to Rockstar's own description on Mount Calaga, they might be hiding way more than people realize. When GTA 6 Trailer 2 dropped, Rockstar also launched a full promotional website, and this is how Rockstar themselves describe Mount Calaga National Park. Wild, wild country. Room to breathe on the state's northern fringes. A national landmark up against the state's northern border. Mount Calaga offers prime hunting, fishing, and off-road trails. In the lush surrounding backwoods, hillbilly mystics and paranoid radicals live far from the prying eyes of the government. Okay, so now that wording is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Rockstar straight up says prime hunting, not hinted, not implied, directly stated from Rockstar. And look, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but hunting in GTA 6 feels inevitable. It worked so goddamn well in Red Dead Redemption 2, and Florida is the ideal setting for it. And honestly, Mount Calaga feels like it was designed from the ground up to support hunting. Okay, so just imagine this scenario. You call up you and your boys and you all go hunting in GTA 6 Online. Like, you all head up north late at night, set up a camp, go hunting, fishing, and honestly, maybe even run into other players doing the exact same thing. To me, that sounds so peak. I need this in GTA 6. Okay, but here's where things get interesting. Because Mount Calaga isn't just about hunting, it might actually be Rockstar's testing ground for systems that affect the entire map. Just hear me out here, this is gonna get a little crazy. So the national park's natural formations consist of rugged forests, deep canyons, and winding riverways. Activities in the park area include fishing, kayaking, hunting, and off-road racing. This is what we speculate from the screenshots and the trailers. Wildlife confirmed to inhabit this area include deers, cougars, and foxes. And the real world inspiration here is crazy detailed. The landscape appears to be inspired by Georgia and northern Florida. The canyon resembles Providence Canyon State Park in southwest Georgia. Mount Calaga itself closely resembles Table Rock Mountain in western North Carolina. Even the name Calaga comes from the Cherokee word meaning east or sunrise, which is such a Rockstar level detail. The river flowing through the park appears to be based on the Swanee River, which runs through northern Florida and southern Georgia. Massive thanks to the GTA Wiki for complying all this information. And all of that realism tells me one thing: Rockstar wants this place to feel alive. Well, hell, I think they want the whole map to feel alive. Because when you factor in the 2022 leaks, Mount Calaga starts feeling a lot more mysterious. During the leaks of 2022, there were references to a few possible points of interest tied to Mount Calaga's region. And again, take this with a massive grain of salt, but the names mentioned were Bohemia, St. Joseph, and Gloria. Now, here's where the community speculation kicks in. A lot of people believe that large portions of the northern Leonida might actually be unreachable, acting as a natural map boundary, something like we had in Red Dead Redemption 2. And honestly, that makes a lot of sense. Instead of invisible walls, Rockstar could use the dense forests, steep mountains, and harsh terrain to naturally push players back into the playable map. But even if parts of Mount Calaga are restricted, what Rockstar does let us explore still looks insane, which brings us to the infamous screenshot. Because the first Mount Calaga screenshot might quietly confirm multiple gameplay features at once. The first screenshot is actually a literal postcard from the in-game company called Visit Leonida. In the screenshot, we can see a man and a woman who appear to have been kayaking down Mount Calaga's massive river. It would appear they've stopped to take photos of a deer drinking water from the lake. That alone confirms deers are coming back. Kayaking itself is not officially confirmed, but it is heavily implied, especially since later we see another screenshot with someone actively using one. Above the deer, you can spot another deer standing on a rock. This deer is just chilling here, honestly. He's just a chill guy. He's also staring across the river at a group of hikers. And if you look up into the sky, you'll notice a crop duster flying above the clouds. And in the distance of the sky, just peeking through its clouds, we can see the massive mountain itself, widely believed to be GTA's version of Table Rock Mountain. Like, guys, just sit here and look at this image for a second. It just looks beautiful. This doesn't look like a video game anymore. Rockstar is going even further than we have seen any game take their engines before. And in this very next screenshot, Rockstar immediately shifts the entire tone. And the next image shows what looks like an abandoned industrial or factory area. There are these dirt bikes and quad bikes everywhere. The bikes look like the Sanchez models, and the quad bike resembles the Blazer from GTA 5. And if you look closely, you can even spot a raccoon just chilling here. Alright, so here's a completely unhinged grid theory with pretty much zero evidence. What if this place is home to some kind of off-the-grid group? Some small-time gang, or a survivalist faction living deep in Mount Calaga? I know, this sounds crazy, but honestly, Rockstar mentioning paranoid radicals earlier, it kinda actually feels like this might make sense. Again, this is pure speculation, but in my mind, it kind of fits. Let me know in the comments if you agree with this crackpot theory or you think this is just stupid. Alright, so this next screenshot was instantly dissected by the mapping community. Okay, so this screenshot, we can actually see a Weasel News helicopter flying over Mount Leonida, which is located in Ambrosia County. Huge shout out to the mapping community, especially Giannis. You guys are doing insane work over there. Alright, so this next screenshot is pretty interesting. We see a pair of full American hunters posing with a deer they just took down. One of them is wearing a brand new in-game company called White Wolf. which appears to be a hunting focused company. And honestly, we get to see hunting yet another time in the game, so I feel like it's basically on the verge of being confirmed by Rockstar that we will have hunting, but still, we don't know. We could see this be cut from the game if Rockstar is in extreme development hell, they might cut something like this, but honestly, at this point in the game, if they've showed it this much, I really doubt they'll cut it, so my money is definitely on hunting being in the game no matter what. And that is a grid future prediction. Okay, so next up we have a pretty interesting shot. This shot here is located in Kelly County, near what the community has nicknamed Mount Waffles, with its neighboring company being called Maple Syrup Mountain. And if you look closely, you can see a lion lurking in the corner. This game is going to heal my soul. Like, this shot here is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so the second to last screenshot looks like it was pulled straight from National Geographic. We see a cougar actively hunting a group of deer. Again, there's absolutely no way that Rockstar just shows us this and doesn't actually end up giving us hunting mechanics. Alright, so and finally we move on to the final screenshot, where we can see a man kayaking down the river. There is a flood gauge on the river bank, possibly hinting at dynamic flooding. Above him is a rail bridge that is likely inspired by the Hillman's Bridge that crosses the Swanee River in real life. Overall, Mount Calaga National Park is shaping up to be something so special. If Rockstar delivers on half of what we have seen being teased here, this could easily be one of the best locations in GTA history. So please let me know what you think about this location down in the comments, because is Mount Calaga a scenic area, or could it be hiding something much bigger? There is also rumors and speculation that we could see a NASA sort of inspired space station area over in Mount Calaga, but again, this is just speculation from the mapping community. I thought I'll just throw it in here just in case you guys were curious about this, but again, we don't have any more information about this. One of the most prompt to returning vehicle manufacturers we can already confirm in Grand Theft Auto 6 is of course Vapid, Rockstar's long parody of Ford. Vapid vehicles appear constantly across the trailers and screenshots we have so far, but one car in particular stands out. In the very first few frames of trailer 2, we can clearly see what appears to be Jason's main personal vehicle. This car is heavily implied to be a Vapid model, and judging by its body style and details, it strongly resembles a 1970 or 1971 Ford Ranchero GT parody. This is important because Rockstar almost always assigns a signature vehicle to major protagonists. If this is really Jason's primary car, it's safe to assume we'll be spending a lot of time behind the wheel, so get used to seeing this vehicle around, modifying it, and probably even destroying this vehicle more times than we can count. We can also see that Vapid still dominates law enforcement vehicles. A large portion of the police fleet seen in both trailers appears to be Vapid based as well, and it would appear that yellow Vapid taxis are returning as well. Alright, so next up we have the Bravado, another major returning manufacturer confirmed to be coming to Grand Theft Auto 6. Based on vehicle design alone, Bravado is primarily inspired by Dodge, although Rockstar has historically blended in influences from other manufacturers depending on the model. Either way, Bravado has always represented raw power, muscle, and aggressive performance in the GTA universe. And in GTA 6, Bravado is absolutely everywhere as well. One of the most noticeable Bravado vehicles appears in the trailers as towing a jet ski. This vehicle is the Bravado Bison, a long-standing GTA pickup truck. The Bison is clearly based on the Ram 1500, and its inclusion makes perfect sense for a Vice City-inspired setting. Between beaches, boats, jet skis, and off-road areas, this feels like one of those vehicles you'll constantly be seeing driving around the map. We also get a clear look at the Buffalo STX Pursuit, a Bravado muscle car configured specially for police patrol. This vehicle appears to be inspired by modern Dodge Charger police interceptors, and it's a present that suggests that GTA 6 law enforcement will feel faster, heavier, and more aggressive than ever. High-speed pursuits are clearly going to be a major focus, and Bravado muscle fits perfectly into that role. Overall, Bravado vehicles are littered throughout trailers and screenshots. Civilian traffic, police patrols, utility vehicles, and performance cars all feature Bravado branding, reinforcing it as one of the most dominant manufacturers in the GTA 6 universe. But there is one Bravado vehicle that stands up above all else. The most hyped Bravado vehicle by far is the Banshee. This car is not just iconic, it's probably one of the most legendary vehicles in the entire GTA franchise, from early GTA titles to GTA Online. We get one clear shot of it, and it's with its classic blue and white colors. I cannot wait to drive this thing. Okay, I think it's time we talk about the Lamborghini brand of the GTA universe, Pegasi. Now we get into the flashy stuff. Pegasi is Rockstar's clear Lamborghini equivalent, and if you honestly thought that Rockstar was launching Vice City inspired game without insane supercars, you were absolutely mad. Vice City and Excess go hand in hand. neon lights, fast money, beachfront mansions, and supercars. And a super fun grid fact for anyone who forgot or just doesn't know, the manufacturer behind the cancer we call the Oppressor Mark II is in fact Pegassi. So subscribe right now or Rockstar will add an Oppressor Mark III out of pure spite of you subscribing. And that's true. Source, trust me bro, you have been warned. So it's safe to say that the return of Pegassi in Grand Theft Auto 6 was never in doubt. Alright, we've got to talk about Grotti now. Grotti is Rockstar's Ferrari-inspired manufacturer and has been the staple of the Grand Theft Auto franchise for many years. Whenever Rockstar wants to show pure speed mixed with prestige, Grotti is the brand that Rockstar leans on the most. These cars represent racing heritage, luxury, and top-tier performance, not flashy chaos like Pegassi, but redefined elite power. And we actually get to see a GTA classic make its return. The Grotti Cheetah is featured in the first trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, confirming that Grotti is back in full force, like anyone really doubted they wouldn't bring it back. The Cheetah is also one of the most iconic supercars in GTA history. It dates all the way back to early titles and has constantly represented the peak performance every era of the franchise. Seeing a return in GTA 6 is gonna be huge and a massive nod to longtime fans. Now we talk about Bethesda. Bethesda is Rockstar's Porsche-inspired manufacturer and easily one of the most versatile brands in the entire GTA universe. Bethesda doesn't sit alone in one lane. They cover everything. Daily drivers, track-focused performance cars, luxury coupes, absolute monsters when they're fully upgraded. Few brands can really compete on that level of range. And I'll be honest for a second, this is my favorite car brand in GTA and is also my favorite car brand in real life, so yeah, I'm extremely biased here. Rockstar only shows off 4 of these beautiful cars, but man, they look so good, and I cannot wait to get into these bad boys and drive them around and probably crash them into pedestrians at the beach. Okay, so it actually looks like we're getting the Obey car brand back in GTA 6. Obey is Rockstar's clear parody of Audi, and its return makes so much sense for a modern Vice City setting. Obey has always represented clean German design, luxury sedans, and performance. These are the cars that don't need to be loud to flex. We can actually see in one of the screenshots that the real dimes are actually posing on top of the vehicle that is clearly based on the Audi S7. Okay, so that's all about Ubermark. Ubermark is Rockstar's BMW equivalent, and it always has represented sharp handling, sporty design, and everyday performance in the GTA universe. If you want something that feels fast without a full supercar, Ubermark is usually the move. Now here's another very unhinged grid fun fact. For some reason, while I was researching this brand, I didn't know, but this brand actually also makes cranes too. Apparently all the cranes in GTA 5 are made by Ubermark. So yeah, fun fact for you. Maybe we'll see some construction sites in GTA 6 that also are part of this brand. But you are very much welcome for that groundbreaking information. Okay, so Declasse is also returning in full force in Grand Theft Auto 6. And this time it looks personal. Declasse is Rockstar's long-running Chevy parody company, representing classic American muscle, everyday sedans, and old school power. If a car looks like it belongs in a gritty crime story, chances are it's a Declasse. One of the biggest clues pointing to Declasse's importance in GTA 6 is the Declasse Tulip. We can see this car multiple times across the trailers, being driven by Jason and Lucia, which strongly suggests this is another personal vehicle tied to either one of the protagonists. Rockstar does not show a car this often if it's just useless and doesn't matter. The Tulip is heavily based on the classic Chevy muscle era design, and it perfectly fits the grounded working class criminal vibe Rockstar seems to be aiming for with GTA 6 story. This is not a flashy supercar, this is a car with character. Okay, so we can also confirm the return of the Dinka, Rockstar's long-running Honda parody. We can only see one car and one bike with the Dinka logo, but we can also see a boat and a lifeguard buggy. And honestly, this lines up perfectly with Dinka's identity in the GTA universe. Just like Honda in real life, Dinka does not only make cars, they also manufacture motorcycles, ATVs, boats, and utility vehicles in real life. So it appears that the Benefactor will also be returning to GTA 6. This is the in-game counterpart of Mercedes-Benz. We can actually see a Benefactor saloon. This car can be seen driving along the main street in Vice Beach in the game's second trailer. It appears to be based on the Mercedes-Benz C-Class W205, particularly the AMG C63, as evidenced by the identical side profile, indentation on the front fender, and the grille design. Also returning from GTA 5 is Dunduri, Rockstar's brand primarily inspired by the Lincoln Motor Company. Dunduri has always represented classic American luxury, big bodies and soft suspension, vehicles designed more for comfort and presence than outright speed. These are executive cars, cartel cars, and just government cars in general. we can actually spot the Landstalker XL hidden across multiple frames in the trailers and screenshots. The Landstalker XL is clearly inspired by the large Lincoln SUVs like the Navigator, and its repeated appearance suggests it will once again fill the role of high-end American luxury SUVs in Grand Theft Auto 6. It also looks like Enos is returning to GTA 6. Enos is Rockstar's parody of Rolls-Royce and Bentley, kind of mixed into one, representing the absolute top tier of luxury wealth in the Grand Theft Auto universe. These are not cars for speed or racing. These are cars for power, wealth, and quiet intimidation. If a character pulls up in an Enos, you already know that they are important. So far, we only get a very brief glimpse of the Enos vehicles. In trailer 1, we get the Enos Jubilee SUV. It appears for about a split second before it goes away. Blink and you'll miss it. The Jubilee is clearly inspired by luxury SUVs like the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, and its inclusion confirms that Enos is very much alive in Grand Theft Auto 6. Even with such limited screen time, Rockstar's intent is clear. Also, it appears that M. Ponte is also confirmed to be returning in GTA 6. This brand serves as Rockstar's Pontiac parody. M. Ponte has always represented raw, old-school American muscle, loud engines, aggressive styling, and cars that felt like they were made for burnouts. If it looks like it's something from a 1970s street race, it's probably M. Ponte. The Phoenix also has officially confirmed to appear in Grand Theft Auto 6, as it can be clearly seen in the second trailer. This is a big deal for fans of classic GTA muscle cars. The Phoenix is one of those vehicles that instantly screams vintage GTA energy. And we can also see the return of Inventero. Inventero is also best known for producing the Conquest line of two-door sports cars. This brand is of course the parody of Corvette. We also can see the Conquest D10 in trailer 1. Okay, my brothers, rejoice as one of the best brands in the whole Grand Theft Auto universe is returning. The goated brand, Karen, will be returning, and we can see the legendary, iconic Futo in trailer 1 for a split second. Mabatsu is also joining the GTA 6 roster. Mabatsu is Rockstar's long-standing Mitsubishi parody, a brand known for really heritage performance compacts and off-road capable vehicles. In the GTA universe, Mabatsu usually represents speed, agility, and versatility rather than pure luxury or brute force. We can clearly see Mabatsu dirt bikes being ridden in the trailers, confirming the brand's presence, and it would appear that one of the best bikes in the game, the Sanchez, will be returning with this car brand. And we actually can see the Galavanta returning to GTA 6, which is of course the parody of the Range Rover, but we only get one shot of one car for one split second. Literally, this is blink if you miss it territory. And we can also see a couple of cars from the Canis range, confirming that Canis is also coming back. Canis is of course the parody of Jeep. And we also get confirmation that the Emperor manufacturer branding line is also returning, which is of course the parody of Lexus. We can also find the Zirconium returning to GTA 6 with of course the iconic Journey RV, which is straight from Breaking Bad, can actually be seen for a split second in the trailer. MTL is also returning, which is just a staple truck brand from other Grand Theft Auto titles. We can also see one single Ocelot vehicle, so that confirms that Ocelot is coming back as the Jaguar parody. Okay, so we can also see the return of Shyster, the brand that is also the parody of Chrysler. We only get to see one single vehicle that is from this brand, but we saw it in trailer 1 for, again, a few seconds. Well, not even a few seconds. It was on screen for literally less than a second. We can also find the return of Joe Built. This can also be seen in trailer 1 with the Phantom coming back. Okay, so do you remember in the second trailer of GTA 6 where we can see Jason and Lucia robbing what appears to be a bank? Well, I can confirm it is a bank. Rockstar made sure to leave one small detail that is hidden in this scene, and this small detail is the name of the bank. Sin Frontera National Bank can be seen on this little card on this desk. This bank may be based on the City National Bank of Florida, or CNBFL for short, the second largest financial institution in the US state of Florida. And to be honest, we don't really know too much about this bank or this heist. We do know that Raul may be playing a part in this heist seen from this footage on the Rockstar website, but again, only time could tell. It is speculated that this bank heist is the first official bank heist we have in the game, and people online like to speculate that this heist will be in chapter 3 of the story, but again, we'll find out later in November this year. So staying on the topic of banks, let's talk about Lombank. Lombank is a banking company that is featured in multiple GTA titles. The company operates multiple branches, banks, and ATMs across the United States of America. Lombank seems to be primarily inspired by PNC Bank and Citibank, while its logo resembles those of US Bank, Citibank, and HSBC. Its name may be driven from Lombard Street, a street in London, England, known for its historical connection to the city's merchant, banking, and insurance industries. So coming back to GTA 6, we actually get a glimpse of an office building in Trailer 2 where we can actually see the logo of the bank. I very much doubt that this will be a heist in GTA 6, as we have multiple branches in GTA 5, which we don't really rob at all in the game. But again, this is just speculation since no one actually knows about the GTA 6 story and we can only guess and make theories, so don't believe anyone saying they know how the story will go, even myself. Okay, so this next company is actually pretty cool, and I somehow had no idea about this before researching for this video, and the company is called Duke Arms Company. This company shares its name and logo with the manufacturer from the Red Dead Redemption universe. The Duke's Arms Company appears to be primarily based on Colt firearms in both GTA universe and the Red Dead Redemption universe, as evidenced by the Duke 1853 Navy revolver in Red Dead Online. Not only can we see multiple shots of the logo, but we actually get to see 4 different Duke Arms Company weapons. In this screenshot on Rockstar's website, we actually get to see a biker couple in Ambrosia and with the woman holding a Mustang 357. And it appears that this weapon is based on the Colt Python. And in another screenshot on Rockstar's website, we can see Jason using a unnamed Duke carbine. In this 2-second clip of what we speculated earlier is the bank heist from chapter 3, we can see Raul using a unnamed Duke Special Ops carbine. Alright, so in this final screenshot, we can see some rednecks doing redneck activities in the grass rivers of Leonida, where we can see this guy here using a unnamed Duke assault rifle. Okay, so these next 2 companies are probably the most important companies in this whole video, as they are major players in the story of GTA 6. Alright, so starting off, we have Only Raw Records. And as we are all aware, Rockstar Games is in a challenge with themselves to share as much little information as they physically can, even though we're only about 10 months away from launch. It's very unconfirmed how Jason and Lucia actually are connected to this company, but I like to think that maybe since Lucia is on parole, she needs to get a real job, and maybe that real job she needs, quote unquote real job by the way, is at Only Raw Records. But what we do know about Only Raw Records is that the label is managed by former street hustler Draquan Priest, and this company is connected heavily to Leonida's rap scene. And again, we have very little information on this Draquan Priest, but we can see him with Jason a few times, which suggests to me maybe they're friends. We also know that the Jack of Hearts strip club owner, Booby Ike, is one of the heavy investors for the label. The label is speculated online to maybe draw inspiration from the Slip and Slide record label in Florida, a hip-hop record label based in Miami, notable for signing artists such as Rick Ross, and briefly Pitbull for a little bit. But for the in-game counterpart for the label, they have only signed one artist group, and that is the Real Dimes. Okay, so next up we got to talk about a major player in the story, which is the Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts is a popular venue owned by real estate mogul, music producer, and former street hustler Booby Ike. This club's popularity allows Booby to use its earnings to fund his record studios and Only Raw Records, alongside associates like Draquan Priest. The club first appeared in the September leaks of 2022, so what we could see in the leaks was pretty much the whole interior. We do get to see one mission in this club during the leaks where Jason and Lucia have to navigate and encounter various voice characters, notably Draquan Priest and Sam. The club officially debuted in the first game's trailer, where its interior is largely matching that from the leaked footage. And a lot more of the club was revealed during trailer 2, and of course on the GTA 6 website, where we can see multiple screenshots from this club from Rockstar Games themselves. So Rockstar doing all this by showing in trailer 1, trailer 2, and multiple screenshots suggests that this place is in fact a major player in the story. Alright, so let's move on to some other companies in GTA 6. Next up, we have Vice City Metro Mule. This is a public transport network operating in Vice City, and a fun fact about this company, we actually get to see it in GTA 5 Online as part of the Arena War update, where we get to see the logo of Vice City Metro. The network operates across Vice City, presumably making various stops in important locations across the city. The logo features a mule wearing a conductor outfit. The network is likely based on the Miami-Dade Metro Mover. The logo on the mule's stomach also resembles the logo of said Metro Mover. And in classic Rockstar fashion, the name is most likely a play on the term drug mule, which is used for people who personally smuggle contraband across borders and of course smuggling organizations. It is still very unconfirmed from Rockstar if we actually can use these trains to maybe fast travel around the map, but again, only time will tell. Alright, so this next company is a little less exciting than a major train network in Vice City, but it's still a key world building company, and that company is the Waste Transfer Service. Waste Transfer Service appears to be one of the major waste collection companies in the state of Leonida, with their blue garbage bins being seen scattered across multiple trailer scenes. The company also appears to operate a trash incinerary facility in Ambrosia. Okay, so next up we have the Shark Company. The Shark Company is a credit card company we can see on the door of Jack's Liquor in the first trailer right before Jason and Lucia rob it. And yes, this is the Shark Card Company. And this doesn't confirm that microtransactions for Shark Cards will be in GTA 6, even though they most likely will be, but it does confirm that the in-game company will be returning to GTA 6 as it has been in multiple GTA titles, so no surprise there. The company name seems to be Rockstar making fun of the term loan shark, where an individual or group loans money to an individual at extremely high interest rates and backed by either blackmail or threats of violence should the person borrowing the money fail to pay them back in a timely fashion. Alright, so next up we have a new shipping company coming to GTA 6 called Navitrack. We actually get to see one of their trucks in this screenshot here. Okay, so next up we have Luke and Reel. Luke and Reel seems to be a fishing tacking manufacturer coming to GTA 6. We can actually see Jason wearing the company's logo on his shirt in the screenshot where him and Cal are walking out of Brian's hangar. And we actually briefly get to see the brand's fishing rod in trailer 1, behind Jason in Uncle Jack's Liquor. And it's still unconfirmed if these fishing rods will be the ones we use to fish in the game, or if fishing is even in the game. Alright, so I guess it's a good transition into another company called Lure Predator. This company appears to manufacture at least 2 lightweight fishing boats. Both boats feature black Lure Predator decals on the rear sides. The logo itself features a fishing hook looped through the U in Lure. This boat here is a S23, and this other one is unnamed. Again, in Rockstar fashion, the brand is a double entendre, referring to the reference of attracting predatory fish in the sport of fishing, and of course, the modern usage of the term luring predators in the context of online sting operations, similar to what Gideon does. Alright, so even a more goated segue into the next company is of course the return of the OG Speedophile. Speedophile is a personal watercraft manufacturer which we can see in multiple GTA titles, and in the second trailer of GTA 6 we actually get to see a couple using the second generation of the jet skis. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to guess why Rockstar called this company this name, and if you're unaware, ask your parents. Alright, so speaking about returning companies, it looks like the Lucky Plucker is returning in GTA 6. Lucky Plucker is a fast food chain found in multiple GTA titles. The chain sells a variety of meals including sandwiches and fried chicken. The chain's mascot is a chicken with a fully plucked and cooked body, but with the head of the chicken being a normal chicken head. It is speculated that this company is a parody of the American restaurant Popeyes. So in GTA 6 trailer 1, we actually can see a Lucky Plucker branch alongside the Interstate 404 in Port Gellhorn. Alright, so next up we have Crest Kayaks. Crest Kayaks is a kayak manufacturer due to appear in GTA 6. As its name suggests, the company manufactures kayaks. We actually get to see 2 glimpses of these kayaks, both in the official screenshots and the postcard photo of Mount Calaga. And for those of you who are unaware what Mount Calaga is, it's the national park of Leonida. Again, it's unconfirmed if we get to use these kayaks, but judging by Rockstar showing them in 2 screenshots, I really do hope we'll be able to use them, and I really hope we'll be able to use these in GTA 6 Online. Just messing around with the boys going down the rivers while in these would be so much fun. Alright, so next up we have Croax. Croax is a luxury watch manufacturer featured in multiple GTA titles. Croax logo and watch design is heavily based on Rolex. Again, on Rockstar's website, we get to see a screenshot of 2 definitely stand-up citizens and not gang affiliated whatsoever, and one of them is wearing a golden Croax watch. Alright, so staying on the topic of luxury brands, we actually get to see a new luxury brand coming to GTA 6 for a split second in the first trailer, and this brand is called Mid. And the logo is briefly seen on a pylon in the first trailer. Rockstar calling luxury brands Mid is actually pretty based, I can't lie. Alright, so next up we have Stronghold Ammunition. An open box of ammunition bearing the Stronghold Ammunition logo can be seen on a wooden table in official artwork of Brian Hedder. We really have zero information about this company other than that. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the OG company, Sumo, which will be returning in GTA 6. This company has been featured heavily in multiple GTA titles. The company manufactures electronics anywhere from phones to speakers to headphones and air conditioning units. But for in GTA 6, we actually get to see a outdoor condenser unit in the first trailer, and a black Sumo speaker can be found in the official screenshot of Bay Lux in the recording studio at Only Raw Records. Alright, so let's move on to a brand new company joining the GTA universe, and this company is called Airgator Airboats. Airgator Airboats manufacture fan boats. The brand first appeared in an official screenshot for Grand Theft Auto 6, where one of its hunting and fishing boats is seen being used for alligator hunting in the Leonida grass rivers. A shield-shaped logo with an alligator can be seen on the fan's rear fins. Alright, so another new company joining the GTA 6 roster is called Airaid, which looks like an electronic fan company. We can see their products in the same screenshot where we see Bay Lux earlier. Okay, so returning from the GTA universe in GTA 6 is the Bill Gecko shipping company. Next time you find yourself in the docks of Los Santos, take a look around and look for this company. It's pretty much scattered all over here. A BTN Delma in trailer 1 can be seen carrying numerous Bell Gecko containers. Alright, so coming over to a brand new company that is featured in GTA 6, the company is called Allied Crystal. Allied Crystal is an agriculture company specializing in sugar production and ambrosia. The company owns and operates the Allied Crystal Sugar Refinery in Ambrosia, which provides a large share of the employment in the region. This seemingly allows the company to have an extreme strong political influence within the town, as shown by its logo and slogan directly appearing on campaign yard signs in Ambrosia to support a new candidate, Aaron Henshaw, who is running for mayor. I speculate that this company will be extremely corrupt and probably has a lot of criminal activities, since the influence of bikers is extremely strong in Ambrosia, with bikers basically being the law in the city. And due to this company being a major factor in the region for employment, I reckon they probably have the monopoly on a lot of things going through Ambrosia. Alright, so next up we have a new lottery company coming to GTA 6, and that company is called Leonida Lottery. Leonida Lottery is a direct rendition of the Florida Lottery. The in-game lottery company features a logo with a dolphin on it, in contrast to the Florida Lottery logo, which features a flamingo. Both logos use a handwritten style font for the word lottery. Alright, so coming into the trailers for GTA 6, we actually get to see the logo of the brand on a kiosk in the first trailer on the CCTV gas station footage. Then coming along to trailer 2, where we can see Jason leaving a store after purchasing beer. On the left side of the screen, we get to see a man trying to purchase some tickets. And on the machine, we can see it says a new billionaire every week. I, again, personally don't think this company will actually be a feasible company that we'll be able to buy tickets from in GTA 6, but again, I'll love to be proven wrong. Okay, so next up we have Visit Leonida. Visit Leonida is a tourism board for the state of Leonida due to appear in GTA 6. Visit Leonida is prominently featured on the game's promotional website, showcasing postcards from several locations across the state of Leonida. Alright, so a brand new company coming to GTA 6 is called Soul Sisters. Soul Sisters is a hospitality management company. The company's logo can be seen on nearly every single beach umbrella that is planted on the Vice Beach, which indicates the company has an extreme presence in the area. Alright, so next up we have Schlott Construction. Schlott Construction is a construction company that appears in Grand Theft Auto Online as part of the import-export update, and now we have evidence of it reappearing in GTA 6. The company does not have a physical location in San Andreas, but appears as a minor sponsor on vehicle liveries. But for in GTA 6, we actually get to see a Bravado pickup truck with the Schlott Construction Company branding. We get to see this for a brief second in the second trailer. Alright, so next up we have Sound for Sound Studio. Sound for Sound Studio appears to be a brand new record label coming to GTA 6. Rockstar has only shown this company in one brief second during trailer 1 when Rockstar is showcasing their social media platforms coming to GTA 6. A sticker of the logo of the company can be seen on the rear window of a Bravado pickup truck during a High Rollers Lifestyle social media video. It seems to take its name similar to that of the San for San Street gang that's based in Vice City, possibly suggesting a connection between the two. Alright, coming in with a grid speculation / prediction, so put your tinfoil hat on. It could be very likely that Sound for Sound Studio could be the rival to Only Raw Records, and if they actually are gang affiliated with San for San Street gang, then they could be the rivals of Draquan Priest and Booby Ike. But again, that is just my speculation. Alright, so next up, a new company joining GTA 6 is called Rollocks Outboards. And no, I did not say Rolex, this is Rollocks. This appears to be a outboard motor manufacturer coming to GTA 6. The company appears to specialize in outboard motors for boats and watercraft. A banner seen in Brian's Boatworks and Marina can be seen with the logo of the company. Alright, so next up we have Old Gen, all better known as OG. OG is a fashion brand that appears in Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online. Now in GTA 6 Trailer 2, we actually get to see Draquan wearing an OG label Vice City Narcos cap. Vice City Narcos appears to be Vice City's very own basketball team. We actually get to see a massive digital screen displaying the Narcos logo in one of the screenshots that Rockstar posted to their website. The stadium is the parody of the Kaseya Center in Miami, and the in-game stadium is called the Sahara Arena. Okay, so I guess this is a good segue into the next company, which is the Amazon parody called Sahara. A Sahara box, which looks like the exact parody of an Amazon delivery box, can be seen in the Bay Lux screenshot on Rockstar's website, and it looks like that, just like real life, this company definitely has a massive influence in Vice City due to it having its massive stadium. I really do hope we get to see some of these Sahara delivery vans roaming around the map just to build even more world building. And the name behind Sahara is directly driven from it likely being intended to be a parallel from Amazon's namesake. As we all know, the Amazon rainforest is in South America and the Sahara Desert is in Northern Africa. And again, this is just what Rockstar does best with parodying other companies. Alright, so next up we have Sawbrace. Sawbrace appears to be a brand new plumbing company coming to GTA 6. As we can see this company's logo in the first trailer appearing on the livery of this van. The van's livery also features a pipe running along the sides with a coupling at one end, implying that this business is in fact a plumbing company. Alright, so next up we have a brand new Spanish language driven news station coming to GTA 6 called Mega Noticias. We can see it being mentioned in the first trailer of the game in a Spanish language news report covering the prosecution of a convicted Leonida man by the Vicedale Police Department. The convicted Leonida man appears to be a parody of the Florida Joker, which we all know how that story went down. The network appears to provide local news coverage for Spanish-speaking Vicedale County residents. So we gotta talk about the obvious fan favorites to return. Let's start with characters everyone immediately thinks about: Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, the iconic trio that completely took over LS. Now, personally, I don't think all three of them will appear in GTA 6. In fact, I don't even think any of them will actually appear in GTA 6. But if Rockstar said that one of them was coming back, I would put my money on Franklin being that one character to come back. And look, I know this is extremely unlikely, probably more unlikely than Mr. Boss FTW actually making a good video, but in the absolute 0.001% chance it happens, I think it would probably be something small, maybe a line of dialogue, maybe just a brief mention of his works in LS, and entering Delululand, and maybe Franklin chooses to retire. Maybe he's tired of Los Santos and looking for a slower life in Vice City to maybe raise his kids. Maybe not even Vice City, it could be one of the cities around Leonida. Because look, Michael is already retired in Los Santos, and Trevor, well, who really knows? He's probably dead. Or honestly, he could be immortal. We have no idea what they're putting in the drinking water out in Sandy Shores. Okay, look, even if we never physically see any of these characters returning, I would absolutely love like a social media reference, like a Life Invader style profile, or you know, some sort of social media profile, because Rockstar is heavily pushing social media systems in GTA 6, so that idea is not out of the question. Okay, so let's talk about Lester Crest. Now, I know a lot of people desperately want Lester to return, but honestly, I think we've seen the last of creepy Uncle Lester, because let me quickly recap what's happened to him over the last few years. So, in 2019, Lester actually contacts the GTA Online protagonist, which is us of course, and we set up the Diamond Casino heist. Later on, we see that Lester is living his best life. He's dating Georgina, winning her carnival prizes at Del Perro Pier, and honestly, pretty much just generally enjoying his retirement. Then in 2024, Lester sells the garment factory to the GTA Online protagonist, again, that's us, and we actually get an email from Lester saying that Los Santos belongs to us now. The email strongly implies that he's pretty much just done with Los Santos. If that's crime in general or just Los Santos, it's pretty much up in the air. And in the most recent DLC, Michael even mentions Lester, reinforcing that man is fully out of the game. Some people believe that Lester retired to Leonida, which could mean Jason or Lucia will run into him. Personally, I don't think that would happen, but who really knows? But let me know in the comments if you want to see the return of Lester. Okay, up next we had the Madrazo bloodline. Okay, so I'm guessing majority of you know who Martin Madrazo is. You know, he's the head of the most ruthless Mexican cartel in San Andreas, a man whose influence absolutely does not stop at Los Santos. Or you might just know him as the guy we do Rooftop Rumble for. But even more interesting than Martin Madrazo is his son, Miguel Madrazo. Miguel openly refers to himself as Madrazo 2.0. He sees his father as old school and believes he is the future of the cartel. Younger, smarter, more ambition, and obsessed with expansion. But we do know one thing about Miguel. Miguel loves to party. So let me ask you this. What city in America is the most perfect place for partying, drugs, money laundering, and organized crime? The answer is, of course, Vice City. I fully believe that once our GTA Online character goes to war against Mr. Faber for attacking us, the aftermath could shake the entire criminal underworld of Los Santos, forcing major players in the crime industry to relocate. And Vice City could be that perfect place for that vacuum of power. Okay, now let's talk about two characters that at first sound completely insane, but the more you think about it, it actually could make sense. And those characters are, of course, Wade and Dax. Wade and Dax are not criminal masterminds, they're not geniuses, they're just walking around agents of chaos. And every GTA world needs characters like that. Vice City is shaping up to be the place of drugs, parties, and bad decisions. That is literally the Fooligans brand. Dax already proved in the GTA Online story that he's willing to go anywhere, do anything, and ruin everything in the process. And Wade somehow survives everything. He's like a cockroach that won't die, which honestly makes him one of the most dangerous men in the GTA universe purely out of his dumb luck. Wade without Trevor is kind of more interesting if you think about it. I don't think Trevor will physically appear in GTA 6, but Wade does not need Trevor to exist. In fact, Wade without Trevor might be more unhinged. And Dax makes perfect sense. Vice City is party culture turned up to 11. Festival, clubs, designer drugs, and influence nonsense. I think the Fooligans would literally thrive here. Alright, I guess it's time to talk about the ghost of Caprico, El Rubio. So El Rubio is one of the most powerful men in the GTA universe. I think he's probably just below Mr. Faber. So he is of course the ruler of Caprico. He literally owns his own island and military militia. It will make perfect sense that El Rubio's product to be flooding into Vice City, fueling gang wars and criminal expansion. However, I think there's one problem we should talk about. The actor of El Rubio unfortunately tragically passed away in 2023. Because of that, I don't expect El Rubio to physically appear, but I do think his influence could still be felt. Mentions, notes, shipments, or even his organization could be operating in the background. Rest in peace to the GTA icon. Okay, so this one is probably my most likely character to return. I'll probably put money on him returning in some shape or form. And that is of course, Tony Prince. Now Tony is definitely the king of nightclubs. Tony is a massive figure both in Los Santos and Liberty City nightlife. And Vice City? Well, Vice City is literally nightclub heaven. There's a nightclub on every single corner of Vice City. It would make complete sense for Tony to retire to Vice City. And in his retirement, he could dabble in running clubs again, laundering money, and just maybe staying loosely connected to the criminal underworld. Tony could easily just fake his death, then go off the grid, and somehow ending up right into Jason and Lucia's orbit. To me, Tony Prince returning just makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about the homeless man with the diamonds. And this one is a deep cut. Back in GTA 4, there was a homeless man living near the Liberty City dump who stumbled upon diamonds worth millions. And what did he do? He supposedly moved to Vice City, opened a gun shop and a liquor store. Now, wouldn't it make sense, or could be a cool little detail, if we could run into him, maybe rob his store, or maybe we could just buy guns from him under the radar. It's a small but subtle thing, but I think that's exactly what Rockstar loves to do. Alright, so let's talk about a character that just doesn't get talked about enough, and could definitely fit the role of R. Lester in GTA 6, and that is of course Paige Harris. Now if you've played GTA 5 or spent a lot of time in GTA Online, you already know Paige. She's not just some random character, she's the most competent, professional, and reliable criminals Rockstar has ever written. Paige is a high-level hacker, strategist, and logistical expert. She's not loud, she's not flashy, and she does not need to prove anything. She shows up, gets the job done, and disappears. I'm over all confirmed animals that have been found from trailers and screenshots. I'll be going in alphabetical order, so yeah. So first up, we have the American alligator. The American alligator is a sea creature and reptile that will appear in GTA 6, lurking in the murky waters of the grass rivers and other swampy areas. The American alligator is a formidable apex predator. These reptiles can be occasionally seen sunbathing on riverbanks or slipping slightly beneath the surface, a constant and continuous threat to the locals of Leonida. These beasts can be found in grass rivers. The American alligator has also been seen in Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, so next up we have beavers. Busy and reclusive, beavers are most often encountered in Mount Calaga National Park, where they can be seen constructing dams and lodges along quiet forest streams. Their influence on the landscape is unmistakable, and players players just might hear the growling before they are seen. This is actually the first time we'll ever see beavers in any Rockstar title, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so next up we have boars, snorting and foraging in packs through the dense bush of the grass rivers or the forest lower slopes of Mount Calaga. Boars are territorial and surprisingly super aggressive. Approach too closely and they might charge, especially during the night. Boars previously appeared in Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, so next up on our confirmed animal list is a bobcat. Small, stealthy, and elusive. Bobcats can be found in the wilder regions near Mount Calaga. Unlike their larger feline cousins, they prefer solitude and tend to avoid human contact at all costs. Though players might spot one darting across trails or stalking small prey. Bobcats have made an appearance in quite a lot of Rockstar titles. For example, Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, GTA Vice City, GTA 3, GTA Vice City Stories, and Liberty Stories. Alright, so next up we have just a normal domesticated cat. From alleyways in Vice City to sunlight porches in Port Gellhorn, domestic cats are everywhere. These independent companies wander rooftops, lurk in dumpsters, or curl up lazily in sunbeams, always doing their own thing, as cats do. Domestic cats have appeared in Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, next up we have a crazy beast. The Chihuahua. The Chihuahua will appear in GTA 6. Often spotted on the streets of Vice City, Chihuahuas are often the pocket pets of wealthy couples and wealthy celebrities in Vice City. Despite their tiny stature, these dogs make their presence known by sharp barks and fashionable accessories, and of course a serious attitude. This little guy has never been in a Rockstar title before until now. Okay, so next up we have the cougar / the Florida panther. A rare but iconic predator, the Florida panther roams the remote trails and backwoods of Mount Calaga and deep grass rivers territory. This predator usually works alone, in solidarity, and through stealthy works. The big cat is a symbol of an untamed Leonida, an apex predator that needs to be respected. It can be found in Mount Calaga National Park. The cougar can be found in Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5. Alright, so next up is the animal that's on all of your minds, the crane. The crane is a bird that is tall and graceful. Cranes can be found waddling through marshes of grass rivers or gliding over the quieter outskirts of Mount Calaga National Park. This animal has only been seen in Red Dead Redemption 2 and now GTA 6. Okay, so next up we have the deer. Commonly seen in Mount Calaga National Park and other wooded areas, deers are extremely shy yet extremely agile creatures. Whether darting across trails or grazing near clearings at dawn, deers embody the tranquility side of Leonida wilds, until they are startled of course. Deers also appeared in Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, so next up we have a fan favorite, which is actually the first in a Rockstar title, and it's the Doberman. With a slick frame and alert demeanor, Dobermans are common as guard dogs in the gated estates of Vice City and biker compounds in Ambrosia. Fast and intimidating, they are often used for both protection and intimidation. Okay, so next up we have the dolphin. The dolphin is a sea creature and mammal that will appear in Grand Theft Auto 6, which actually can be seen in the first shot we ever got of Vice City in Trailer 1. Playful and extremely intelligent, dolphins frequent the warm coast waters surrounding Leonida Keys. Pods can often surface near boats, and lucky swimmers might catch a glimpse of them leaping gracefully near coral reefs and piers. Dolphins can actually be found in Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, another massive animal returning is the duck. From the canals of Vice City to the wetlands of grass rivers, ducks are the most common in sight. Often seen paddling in groups or nesting in city parks, their familiar quacking brings a touch of calm to both the urban and rural side of Leonida. Ducks also appear in Red Dead Redemption 2. This next animal, I don't even want to see this thing, and it's the eel. I do not like eels. I don't mess with them. I hate eels. They've scared me since I was younger. Eels can be found slithering through rocky crevices and coral beds in the Leonida Keys. Eels are one of the most eerie underwater dwellers in the ocean. Their sudden appearance in submerged wrecks or reef tunnels adds an unsettling factor to swimming in GTA 6. These eels can be found in Leonida Keys. This is the first time we actually have ever seen an eel from a Rockstar title until now. Alright, so next up we have the goat, the flamingo. It will be in GTA 6. A splash of pink against the green marshes of the grass rivers, flamingos are among the most visually stunning birds in Leonida. These guys are just chill guys in shallow pools. They feed in flocks and often become the background mascots for Vice City's tropical flair. These chill guys can be found in the grass rivers, and this is the first time it's ever been in a Rockstar game. The fox is a mammal that will appear in GTA 6 as well. Inclusive and clever, foxes are nocturnal prowlers of Mount Calaga National Park and wooded areas around Port Gellhorn. Their glowing eyes and quick movements make them fleeting sights. players will probably only just see a glimpse of them before they vanish completely. So it would appear that foxes can only really be found in Mount Calaga National Park. Again, this is the first ever appearance for the fox in any Rockstar title. Okay, so this next one is kind of strange because I can't believe we've never seen this guy in any of the Rockstar titles. It's a German Shepherd, a loyal working breed dog often seen as accompanying law enforcement in Vice City or guarding private compounds in Ambrosia. German Shepherds are intelligent, highly trained, and not easily distracted. Approach them with extreme caution. They are usually on duty. Alright, so next up we have the green iguana. These guys are usually found basking on fences or rooftops or just sun-drenched on sidewalks in Vice City. They can also be found in the Leonida Keys. The green iguana is slow-moving yet omnipresent lizard. They are known to drop from trees with very little warning, startling pedestrians. This is the second time we've seen the iguana, the first time being in Red Dead Redemption 2. Alright, so next up we have the heron. Elegant and solitary. Herons are commonly found along the banks of grass rivers or the quieter parts of Mount Calaga lakes. With their long necks and sharp beaks, they patiently stalk fish and amphibians in the shallows. We have actually seen the heron in Red Dead Redemption 2. Also returning from Red Dead Redemption 2 is the pelican, seen soaring over the coastlines or perched on docks in Port Gellhorn and the Leonida Keys. Pelicans are a hallmark of the local marine life. They often gather in groups, diving dramatically for fish, or just chilling around fishing boats. Okay, next up we have my favorite animal coming to GTA 6. Yes, the raccoon. I just always like the look of raccoons. They just look so sick. They look like they're wearing little masks because they looked masked and mischievous. Raccoons are commonly dumpster divers in Vice City, back alleys, and suburban neighborhoods. They're just as likely to be seen wrestling trash lids as they are sneaking around the campsites in Mount Calaga. This is the first time we've actually ever seen a raccoon in any of the Rockstar titles. According to my research, I could be wrong, but I couldn't find anything. But man, I love these little guys. We can actually see one of these little guys rummaging through Jason's trash in the second trailer at the very beginning. Alright, so next up we have the Rottweiler, a muscular guardian often seen with gang members and security personnel in Ambrosia or in the grittier edges of Vice City. Rottweilers are loyal, alert, and not to be messed with. Their deep bark alone is enough to send a message. This dog breed can also be found in Grand Theft Auto 5. Shout out to our always good boy, Chop. Okay, so next up we have the sea turtle. Gliding gracefully through the clear waters of Leonida Keys, sea turtles are a serene presence in the game's coastal ecosystems, often seen near coral reefs or nesting on secluded beaches at night. They are a protected part of the marine life. It would appear that we find most of these guys in Leonida Keys. Okay, so next up we have the flying rats. The seagull will be appearing in GTA 6. No beach is ever complete without the screech and swoop of seagulls. They swarm the boardwalks of Vice City, scavenged in Port Gellhorn, and perch on the piers throughout the Leonida Keys, always on the hunt to snatch your chips from Macca's. Seagulls have also appeared in Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Alright, so next up we have sharks. Patrolling the deeper offshore waters around Leonida, sharks are a constant reminder that not all threats in-game are on land. While shark attacks are rare, their ominous silhouettes beneath the waves lend a thrilling tension to the ocean's exploration. Sharks can also be found in Grand Theft Auto 5. Next up we have a snake. Silent and often hidden in the tall grasses of grass rivers, or the underbush of Mount Calaga. Snakes in Leonida range from harmless little guys to venomous vipers, so watch your step when you're hiking or going through bushweeds in Mount Calaga. These reptiles don't give any warning. It's also speculated that Jason has a pet snake due to him having a snake enclosure in the first safe house in Trailer 2. Alright, so next up we have the spoonbill. With their distinct flattened bills and striking plumage, spoonbills are often found primarily in the wetlands of grass rivers, often can be confused with flamingos at a distance. Their unique feeding style makes them a fascinating feature of the swamp ecosystem. Okay, so next up we have a pretty cool guy. The squirrel will be appearing in Grand Theft Auto 6. Squirrels scurry through the parks of Vice City, dart across roads in Mount Calaga, and chatter from tree branches everywhere in between. Small, fast, and constantly foraging, they bring a burst of life to Leonida's treetops. Okay, so that's all the confirmed animals that were found in the trailers and screenshots. So like I said earlier at the start of the video, we're actually going to do something for a first on the channel, and that's discuss the leaks of 2022, because I haven't really talked about them in detail, but I feel like it's okay for me to just talk about what we have seen from the leaks in animal wises. I feel like you guys are probably curious about that sort of stuff. Again, I won't be able to show any leaks, or Take-Two will literally hunt me down and send John Wick after me, so I'll just show real life pictures of these animals. Okay, so I'll just go through the list of what was leaked. So we can see cows returning, crayfish, frogs, pigeons, possums, rats, skunks, and whales. Bro, there better be skunks in GTA 6 Online. Like, I want to go and grab one and then do a drive-by on other players. Like, that'll be so fun. I'll do that for hours. Alright, so all this information I have gathered is from the go-to people behind GTAbase.com. These guys are just amazing. I love their work. These guys have also speculated that these animals will most likely returning because they believe that these animals from Grand Theft Auto 5 and Redemption 2 will most likely just return to GTA 6. So this is what is speculated to return. Black bears, chickens, chipmunks, coyotes, crows, eagles, egrets, gooses, hawks, horses, lionfish, manatees, manta rays, muskrat, octopuses, turkeys, otters, pigs, rabbits, sheeps, and vultures. Alright, so Rockstar Games describes Ambrosia as the following on their website. Keeping Leonida sweet. The battle for health and wealth of Leonida begins here. In the heart of Leonida, American industry and old school values still reign supreme, whatever the cost. The Allied Crystal Sugar Refinery provides the jobs, while the local biker gang provides almost everything else. Alright, so this alone gives us quite a bit to break down. And quick fun fact, but the word Ambrosia actually means something sweet. And as we all know that the main income for the area is the sugar refinery. The sugar refinery itself kind of reminds me of Paleto Bay, like how Paleto Bay has the massive Cluckenbell factory, which provides most of the jobs in Paleto Bay. And the company who actually owns the sugar refinery are called Allied Crystal, and they don't seem to be playing fair, but more on them later. So I have said this before, but I reckon Ambrosia is going to be like a massive stab city from GTA 5, just like completely covered in bikers. Every single bar will most likely be owned by a biker gang, with them always lurking around every corner. Nothing in this town goes down without them having their hand in the pie. I definitely suspect that Jason and Lucia will eventually cross paths with a biker gang from Ambrosia, either for good or for worse during their rise to power in Leonida. But my money is on Jason and Lucia having to fight majority of the bikers that they come across. The bikers definitely seem to enforce their own law in this town, and anyone who tries to step up against the bikers will most likely end up in the ground. I definitely think that these bikers are going to serve as protection to the Allied Crystal family and do their dirty work. This whole county kind of gives me like Sons of Anarchy vibes, just from all the bikers in this kind of small town. So from what we can see from the screenshots that Rockstar posted onto their website back with the release of Trailer 2, that one of the major biker gangs is actually called the Final Chapter MC Club, and we can actually see this because they're actually wearing the club name on their jacket. We can also see that the club is founded in 1982, as we can see this little number on their jackets as well. And these guys definitely roll heavy. We can see 8 of them here in just a screenshot alone. These guys are just cruising and waiting on orders. We can see in another screenshot, which appears to be a biker couple, and the man in the screenshot appears to be an enforcer for the Final Chapter MC Club. Also a small little detail here, but he is actually wearing a Liberty City Motorcycle Club hat, which is a manufacturer based in Liberty City. Pretty cool small little detail hidden by Rockstar. Alright, so let's talk about the geography of Ambrosia. And again, a massive thanks to both the Giannis mapping community and the GTA wiki for compiling all of this information on their websites. Okay, so the mapping community speculate that this massive lake that is shown in the screenshots could be called Lake Leonida, and this lake actually takes up a massive area of the county. On the southwest side of the lake, we actually have the main town of Ambrosia, which is based off the real life city in Florida called Clewiston. This city is nicknamed America's Sweetest Town due to its central role in Florida's sugarcane industry. The city is also renowned for its incredible freshwater fishing, where we can find a lot of the largemouth bass here in this lake. And yes, Grid is going to mention hunting in yet another video, but you can't tell me that Rockstar added this massive lake and we can't even go fishing here. I refuse to believe that. Like, come on guys. Alright, so Clewiston, Florida is definitely the real world inspiration behind Ambrosia. We can actually see that Ambrosia is split up into different areas. We have the sugar fields over in this location here. We can see in this screenshot, which actually shows the sugar fields on fire. After I did some research, apparently this is actually quite a normal thing farmers do, because apparently it's easier to harvest after it's been burnt down. I don't know, I'm not a farmer, so I'm gonna trust their opinion on this. The mapping community also speculate that we could possibly see a motorsport park in Ambrosia. We get a small glimpse of one in this screenshot here, and we actually do have a real life motorsport park in this area, so it definitely could line up. And then coming along here, we can actually find the main workforce of Ambrosia. We have the sugar refinery area, which of course is ran by the Allied Crystal. We get to see a lot of silos in this area and other kind of working industry areas. We actually get to see a glimpse of what people online speculate is a train station in Ambrosia, just because how much this building here looks identical to the Orlando train station building in real life. Like, come on, these two buildings are the exact same. Also, in the sugarcane fields, we can actually see a massive radio tower. This is actually the main radio tower in all of Ambrosia. And actually, if you take a look in the background of this screenshot, you can actually see Ambrosia Hill. This is a large mountain in the county of Ambrosia. We also can see an area near the county of Ambrosia, which is nicknamed Lollipop Ridge, where we can actually see this water tower, which is the exact copy of a water tower found in Daytona, Florida. We also can catch a glimpse of the Waste Transfer Service building over in the distance in this photo here. This is basically where all the trash in Leonida end up. This building is based off the real life counterpart called South Broward Waste to Energy Facility located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Okay, so I guess we should talk about Allied Crystal. Allied Crystals is a agriculture company specializing in sugar production in the county of Ambrosia. And of course, this company does own the massive sugar refinery. Allied Crystal, being the main employer of this area, gives the company a lot of power and political influence within the town. In the screenshot of all the bikers, we actually get to see that the Allied Crystal company is actually promoting someone to become a new candidate for a mayor position in Ambrosia. And it definitely seems like they are pushing this candidate super hard. And the person's name is Aaron Henshaw. We don't really have much more evidence than this that the company is corrupt, but I just have a gut feeling that this company is up to some sketchy stuff. Especially having that much power in this area and with so many bikers looking around, it just makes a lot of sense if the bikers and Allied Crystal work together. Do you guys think this way, or am I just crazy? Something. Alright, let us begin. Okay, so I guess I need to preface this straight off the bat, but everything in this video is speculated and nothing is confirmed by Rockstar, so please don't act like I'm giving you guys true information. This is all speculated, okay? So with that out of the way, let's get into it. Alright, so first up, I guess the best place to start is the character creator. And honestly, I want this thing to go crazy. Like, I want my GTA character to be super unique and not just a copy and pasted character model with different hairstyles than other characters. I really loved how Red Dead Online did their customization. That's exactly what I want to see in GTA 6 Online. And a lot of this video is talking about a lot of features from 5M, which is Rockstar's new company they bought, which allows people to have like role-playing servers. And a lot of the work that these developers do on 5M, such as NoPixel, have really taken the GTA 5 engine and gone completely crazy with it, like the customization. And yeah, we just really need crazy customizations that Rockstar can definitely provide us in GTA 6 Online. And we just really want to build our characters to be something special and unique and stand out from the rest of the characters, or just complete monsters. I know there's going to be some messed up characters. Okay, so after we spend tens of hours creating our character and finally deciding on what character we like, I really want our characters to start off with 0 contacts in the city. I don't know if we'll fly in from Los Santos or whatever, but I want us to start in a new city with 0 connections. So yeah, something like we had in GTA 5 with Lamar, but again, this is pretty obvious that I think Rockstar would do. I don't think we'll start off with hundreds of connections. Alright, so we're moving on into even more Delulu land. Like, it's about to get really crazy up in here. So again, I know a lot of the things I'm about to say are most likely not going to happen in the game, but this is just stuff I speculate that I want to see. And if there's features that you have ideas of or you want to see in GTA 6, just drop a comment below and explain what your idea is. I love reading these comments. Okay, so getting into the organized crime, the nitty and gritty of what makes a GTA game a GTA game. So this is how I want the criminal world to go. I want it to be split up into different paths that allow us to become like specialists in different fields. And after you spend tens of thousands of hours working on your craft in this certain criminal activity, Rockstar actually rewards you for being the best. So let me explain these fields. And the best one to start off with is what I really hope Rockstar does, and that's the production of drugs. Alright, so we all saw this in GTA 5 Online, and honestly, it was done pretty poorly. And to be fair on Rockstar's part, they kind of just followed the same formula that they have done with every other feature and criminal activity in GTA 5 Online. So I hope for GTA 6 that Rockstar doesn't half-ass this and goes to the next level. So I really want Schedule 1 gameplay level of making product in GTA 6. Like that level of being actually hands-on. Like imagine when we create our character, we choose the path, we go and buy all the ingredients from different stores, set up ourselves in some shitty motel, and slowly grow very shitty product. This opens the world to so much more immersion, and taking this growing part a step further, imagine if we could actually find new strains and other wacky seeds which sell for more. And again, this really opens up so much more social activities that GTA 5 really died off with. Like imagine being able to sell these seeds to each other and being able to help each other make these wacky seeds. And And speaking of Schedule 1, I really hope that our characters could actually have the ability to go sell our products on the corners. When I used to play GTRP, I really liked the mechanic of selling to local NPCs. Basically what you would do is run up to NPCs in different areas, go and offer them some product, and they would either buy it or decline it. And after a few times that the NPCs decline it, the police will get alerted. Having this system in GTA 6 will be mind-blowing, and I know Rockstar is highly capable of doing this. Okay, so now we're going to be skipping a couple hundreds, probably thousands hours of grinding, but when you find yourself in a super lab with hired NPCs doing your selling for you, I really want Rockstar to reward that. I want GTA 6 Online to have a feel-good grind system about it. I don't want to be some half-ass mission where you fly all the way to, let's say, Mount Calaga, go pick up some supplies, bring it back to your lab in the Leonida Keys, and then just sit there and wait for a green bar to go up. I want to actually be able to interact with this system, because looking back at GTA 5 and the errors Rockstar has, they've created such a lame system of businesses. I want to get my hands dirty when it comes to the system. I want to actually be able to do every single aspect of this criminal empire. Alright, so let's move on to another possible path, which is obviously going to be gun running and drug smuggling. Something like Brian Hedder has done, who is apparently the GOAT of smuggling in Leonida. And maybe if he doesn't die in the story, we could actually get a connection with him and set up some sort of partnership. Kind of like how our GTA Online character had connections with Lamar and Lester at the very start of the game, creating these new opportunities for our characters, and hopefully we'll be able to set something like this up with Brian Hedder, again, if he survives in the story. I did make a video about the GTA 6 story and how I think it could go, and one of the things I talk about is the possibility of Brian dying, so go check that video out if you enjoy stuff like that. Another thing we could have is, of course, import-export type of stuff of reporting stolen cars, something like we had with Simeon, but I really want GTA 6 Online to have a reputation system. The more work you put in, the more rewards you get. So if you're starting off at the very bottom of the repo food chain, then maybe you go and steal very basic cars, and then eventually move up to higher and higher tier vehicles, and this creates a reputation that you are the best in stealing cars, which maybe allows you to get special equipment, which makes stealing cars much easier, or opening up more contacts to sell even more cars to. I'm pretty sure you guys get the idea. I just want a reputation system that is actually like rewarded. Alright, so looking at another possible path that I want to see you be able to play in GTA 6 is the form of legitimate work, such as delivering Sahara packages. Sahara is the Amazon parody in GTA 6, so something like that, something that doesn't involve crime and is a way that you can actually earn quick cash, and like other jobs, you scale up in the legitimate operations to higher tiers. Another awesome thing that I really need to see in GTA 6, which is heavily implied by Rockstar, is of course hunting, and this could definitely be a part of that legitimate work that we can see in GTA 6, which gives players even more options to make money than just going out and doing crime. Like if you choose to go hunting for a day, like if you're daring enough to go out hunting in the grass rivers and take down a crocodile, then you can sell the skin for a higher price, and as you hunt more and more, you unlock better equipment. I guess you guys can now see the pattern that I'm trying to lay down in front of you is that, yeah, I really want our GTA characters to be different and actually get rewarded for doing a lot of grinding stuff. Like I really don't want everyone just to be going and doing their GTA 6 version of Caprico locked away in a little bubble of the world. All of these criminal and non-criminal jobs I just listed have all the potential to be actually interacting with social players and actually just being a social environment game. And yes, a lot of this stuff is very delusional. I have to keep clarifying that because I know I'm going to get comments saying none of this stuff is ever going to happen in GTA 6, but again, this is all just delusional. I have very high hopes for GTA 6 Online because Rockstar has the potential to completely enhance the groundwork that was placed in GTA 5 and role-playing servers on 5M. Okay, so next up, let's talk about something I do really also need in GTA 6, and that's proper reputation level. This will be a groundbreaking change in GTA 6. And yes, I also do want a overarching level for your character like we have in GTA 5 Online, but in GTA 6, I want our characters to have a reputation levels on different crimes we are involved in. So again, let me use the drug production as an example. And yes, we start off as a novice in this brand new empire that we are going to slowly build into something bigger than ourselves. We have zero connections to anyone, and we can only sell low tier product, and then as we grind and grind, our reputation bar increases. And once we hit certain milestones on our level system, we unlock different connections like NPCs who know certain things, and that allows to buy special equipment and maybe even buffs and boosts that we can find. And I want to quickly make sure that we're all on the same page when I'm talking about these paths. I don't want them to be like you're stuck in this for the rest of your character's life. It's just that you'll be able to choose which one you want to focus on, and then you can come back to other paths and then work on those once you're finished. And I know there's going to be some freaks out there that if this is actually how GTA 6 Online goes, they will master every single one of these paths and actually become the biggest kingpin. But yeah, so once basically you become like the true criminal king, like the true kingpin of this one category, like I want you to get actually rewarded for this. Like, as a Kingpin, you could have way more selling reach and bonuses on sales, and hopefully you have a full empire of cooks, sellers, and a bunch of different characters and NPCs at your disposal in your own empire. Alright, so I guess we should talk about shark cards. And of course, we are most likely going to see the return of shark cards, because yes, at the end of the day, Take-Two and Rockstar are only here to run a business, and they need to maximize their profits as much as they humanly possibly can. So definitely expect the return of shark cards, and definitely GTA Plus to return. But look, people will always buy shark cards to gain money advantages, like your casual gamers who need a 1-up, and you know, that's just inevitable. But they should not be able to buy any sort of reputation rewards or anything like that. I don't want to be able to just buy money and then just be able to buy like certain like ranks and rewards. No, they should go to the people who put in the hundreds, possibly thousands of hours of grinding. Because if Rockstar does this, it really just kills the whole vibe. Like, what's stopping me to going and just purchasing a $100 shark card and then just doing everything that this person who spent thousands of hours doing? This is going to kill the player base, and it's really going to suck for us grinders. Again, so when it comes to GTA 6, hopefully it's just like a car and like maybe just a small cash reward every month, and probably the battle pass. I know we're going to get a battle pass. I have no idea how that's going to entail in GTA 6. I don't want GTA 6 Plus members to get an extreme advantage on other players. That's just unfair, and that just sucks. Alright, so let's move on to crews in GTA 6. I want crews to be more like a criminal organization, like a mafia or some sort of gang. Like in GTA 5, crews really don't have that much of an impact. In 6, I really want people to be able to work together and have some sort of crew shared business. That would be so sick. Which maybe it's like its own factory of sorts, which allows players of all the crew be able to work in different lobbies and do supplies and sell the product. Kind of like a World of Warcraft guild, if you will. This is like a must for me. I really need something like this in GTA 6. Like, imagine if I created a crew, then invited all of you guys to come and work and hang out with me, and we will fight all the other YouTubers to be the best gang. This will create such a massive community impact in GTA 6. And I feel like, again, that crews have so much more potential that we really saw wasted in GTA 5. Let me know down in the comments if you think this is a cool concept and how you want crews to work in GTA 6 online. Alright, so I guess it's time we talk about PvP and griefing, because unfortunately people take this very seriously, and I'm looking at you, griefers. Okay, so I actually do want griefing in GTA 6, but not on some sort of flying bike. As long as it's the smallest way to grief or troll someone in a online game, people will always find a way. So instead of encouraging it by giving them a flying bike, I want it to be like Sea of Thieves, where it takes a bit of skill, but I don't want players to be able to grief low levels. Like, I want griefing to only be allowed past a certain point, like once you hit an imaginary level of level 7 in drug production. Now players can rob you, and I honestly don't want everyone and their mother to be notified if I'm selling a product. I want to be on the low key when I'm selling. Like, if you're caught by another player in the act who maybe drives past you, then you guys fight, and if you lose, they take your product. Nothing crazy like that. It kind of gives you like, okay, I need to make sure I'm taking out the right amount of resources and right amount of stuff in case I do get robbed. Like, I don't want some massive notification saying, look, here's Grid, he's at this location, he's selling this amount of products, go and steal him for all of his product. That's just lame, man. Like, I really need PvP to be organic and not forced by Rockstar. And another idea that popped in my head is that maybe if you're at that Kingpin level status where you're like the crime boss of the lobby, maybe you'll get notified if a player is selling near one of your operations. Then you can either choose to be a ruthless warlord and go kill the guy, or just be a chill guy who doesn't care. Give players the options on how they want to play. That's really all I'm asking for here, Rockstar. So I think it's safe to assume when it comes to PvP combat in GTA 6 that we won't be able to pull miniguns and 32 other different weapons out of our asses in a fight. I think the combat should be more like kind of Call of Duty, in the sense where we have our safe houses, we choose if we want to take out a sidearm, and of course one primary fire weapon like an AR or something at that stature. And honestly, maybe at a certain level, or maybe unlock it through a secret quest, you get overkill where you can run 2 main weapons, or some sort of perk that allows that. And this should obviously be done without even mentioning it, but Rockstar, please don't add BST to the game. BST has ruined GTA 5 Online for many years. There's no need for it in GTA 6, for the love of God. And okay, look, staying on the same topic as some sort of BST buff, I'm okay with the idea of maybe if you're a hunter, you'd be able to go through certain recipes that give you certain buffs, but I don't want it to be able to be game breaking. I want little advantages over being able to take 2 times the amount of damage and dealing 2 times the amount of damage. Okay, so again, I hope healing in the game is somewhat realistic, like we have to use bandages and medkits, and yes, of course, snacks. Alright, so this is obviously another no-brainer. Please, Rockstar, don't fall in your previous mistakes and add futuristic vehicles. We have seen how much this has been a detriment to GTA 5 Online. I really hope they've learned from this. Keep it grounded. Yes, I do want jets because I love dogfighting, but make it a long road to actually unlock a jet. and give them limited ammo, so you can't just sit in one all day. So like give them only 200 rounds and make it really hard to do like PvP combat. Alright, so this next one is a really important feature that Rockstar really needs to focus on in GTA 6 Online, and that's the police system in GTA 6. Because right now in GTA 5, the cops are looked at as obstacles in your way. They don't have any power. In GTA 6, I want them to actually be able to do damage to you and your criminal empire. So let's say if you get busted or killed while doing an illegal crime, maybe since you were killed by the police, your business is not available for an hour and some of your product has been seized. Like, come on, man. Make the cops an actual threat. Instead of making GTA 6 Online as just player versus player, incorporate the police as a third threat, someone that we always gotta be looking out for. Again, this is another no-brainer feature, but we really just need, it's kind of mandatory that we get PlayStation 5 and Xbox crossplay. That's kind of just, yeah, it's just mandatory at this point. But leave PC quarantine. We do not need that in the flow of Xbox and PlayStation. Leave that in its own quarantine little bubble. Okay, so this may be a hot take, but I really don't want jobs in GTA 6. Like the ones we have in GTA 5, like contact missions. I just want every single activity to be able to be done in this one lobby. I don't want any players to be put in this little antisocial bubble. I want everything happening in one single session. Again, just like they have in GTA 5 RP, where you can have like 100 different players doing 100 different crimes all at once. Like Rockstar, you just need to grab what the 5M devs have been doing so well and just take it even further. Like just run with that stuff, because we can see it works really well. And I really hope there's more community hub areas like we have in GTA 5 Online, like the Diamond Casino, even though not many players go there anymore. But I really hope Rockstar pushes this, like maybe adding a criminal hub where you can't pull out weapons or kill anyone, kind of like what we have in the John Wick universe with the Continental. Yeah, just keep GTA 6 a social game and don't let it fall to the wastelands like we had with GTA 5, where it became a antisocial slop race. And of course, we also really need to bring back the seasonal events like Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, all that sort of stuff. But just don't make Halloween super annoying like it is GTA 5. Just bring back like super cool community events. And the last thing I will touch on is of course the economy of GTA 6 Online. Rockstar, please don't introduce super hyper inflation like you guys did in GTA 5. Make the economy feel proper and balanced, so I'm not purchasing stuff at a ridiculously high price just because it came out later into the game. Make it all balanced, please. So far, how did Jason and Lucia meet? Rockstar has shown us a lot, but like always, the real story is hidden between the frames. So this video is pure speculation, and this whole theory actually comes from a subscriber of the channel. His name is The Real GDK, who commented this whole theory, so massive shout out to him. So this is completely his theory, it is not my theory, so let's get into it. The cars tell the story. Lucia's main car, as seen in the artwork and multiple scenes, is the GTA version of the Ford Ranchero, because Rockstar is very intentional with vehicles. It is safe to assume that this is the car we use for a large portion of the game. Now here's the key detail. Jason is driving the Ranchero while Lucia is getting out of prison. Before that, we see a completely different car, a Chevy Malibu, known in GTA 5 as the Declasse Tulip. In Trailer 1, Jason and Lucia use the Chevy to rob a store and then flee from the cops. There's even a shot of them both looking back while still inside the car. Rockstar has also completely overhauled the interior of the Tulip, which suggests this car mattered narratively, not just visually. So something clearly happens, Lucia gets caught, Jason does not. The Chevy disappears from the story and the Ranchero takes its place. That tells us that the Ranchero is not the original crime vehicle, it is what comes after. Lucia's release doesn't add up. Now, let's talk about Lucia getting out of prison. In Florida, armed robbery carries a minimum sentence for around 10 years, and parole is extremely rare. So Lucia getting out early and being placed on community service means someone intervened. That intervention could be legal, illegal, or both. Someone with power helped her. This is important because it shows that Lucia is already connected to something bigger than street level crime. And we know she's on community service because we see scenes of her doing exactly that. Now look at where Jason and Lucia are living. Brian's house and the keys. All the scenes of Jason and Lucia together in the house owned by Brian clearly takes place after Lucia gets out of prison. Brian owns the property in the keys, and his boatyard shows up multiple times in the trailers. This is not accidental. We also see Cal at the boatyard at the end of trailer 2, confirming this location plays a major role in the early game. Jason started to work for Brian long before Lucia got arrested. Jason grew up rough, did a stint in the army, and when he got out, he returned to the keys. Quiet, isolated, perfect for someone trying to start over. Brian gives him the work at the boatyard. Legit at first. That is how Jason met Cal. Eventually something goes wrong. Brian needs help with something illegal. Jason assists. This is how Jason crosses that line into serious crime. Lucia at this point is still grinding. So, the topic of the video, how did Jason and Lucia met? Well, this is how the real JDK thinks this happened. Jason and Lucia did not meet during a robbery or shootout. They met in the gym. It makes perfect sense. Lucia fights, Jason trains. Both come from rough backgrounds, both are disciplined, and both are trying to survive. They recognize something familiar in each other. Lucia originally came to Vice City because she wanted a better life than she had in Liberty City. She likely did time in Liberty City for fighting, which explains her skills and record. And then again, fighting is a big part of Lucia's life, as she is seen with a boxing necklace on, which is probably from her father, which Rockstar actually states that her father taught her to fight since she could walk. Alright, so Lucia at first was doing small gigs for money. Nothing big, nothing life-changing. She gets fed up, and since Jason has already crossed that line going straight into crime through Brian, Lucia pushes him even further. The first robberies and the fall. They start off with small-time store robberies, the Chevrolet era. Then something goes wrong. Lucia gets caught, Jason walks free. Lucia does the time. When she gets out, she's placed on community service. During that time, she starts making connections. People in the local rap scene, people who move influence and money. This is where the scale changes, because Lucia does not want small jobs anymore, and this is where Raul enters the story. So now this takes the crime from small time to big time. Once Raul is involved, the crimes escalate fast. We see two people fighting on a plane, which speculates to be Lucia and another person. We see massive shootouts between the cops and the gang in the city, with Raul being the main focus. We see mass robberies with some machine guns inside what appears to be some sort of massive bank. This is not small-time crime. This is organized, high-level, and extremely dangerous, which bring us to the biggest red flag of all, the police. Throughout majority of Rockstar titles through Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption, Rockstar usually only shows scenes that the player character is a part of. But in Grand Theft Auto 6 trailers, we see the police scenes where Jason and Lucia are clearly not present. We hear, "We are cops. Is this full of Fed?" Those lines are not throwaway dialogue. Someone is under suspicion. Someone may be working with law enforcement and may be a rat. And this brings us to the final moment of trailer 1, the trust moment. Lucia looks at Jason and says one word, trust. Jason hesitates before saying it back. This hesitation matters. It suggests secret. It suggests pressure. It suggests that Jason may already be compromised, or possibly forced into cooperating with the police to protect himself or Lucia. The real danger may not be betrayal, it may just be survival for them, because in a Rockstar story, trust is never simple. Alright, so this is where the real JDK says he puts on his tinfoil hat. If we take out the police aspect of the entire plot, okay, it's pretty straightforward, and it's a classic small time goes big time. So tell me why I have this feeling that Jason isn't telling us the whole truth. Why in trailer 2 does it show Jason lowering Lucia from a building, and then an aerial of her after dropping right before a police raid scene, and then us cops have to stick together while showing off half an arm which isn't Lucia's arm. Yo D, is this full of Fed? While it's obvious it's the back of Jason we see, when Lucia gets out of prison they are rightfully nervous seeing each other. Is it nervous love or something else? Reminds me, how did Jason escape the cops but Lucia didn't? So this next part, the real JDK says it's a big stretch, and he claims that Jason was undercover. Jason gets back from the army, wants honest work because he wants to turn his life around. The PD approached him and asked him to help bust certain individuals or gangs. They give him a target to go get to know one of the people in the gang, Lucia. They meet at a gym coincidentally, and that's it. He's in. Problem is, he falls for her at some point. He still fulfills his end of the bargain for the PD after a failed robbery, then try to escape through a building where he lowers her down and she gets caught, but he doesn't. Why? He walks away from the PD because he puts someone he loved behind bars, moves to the Keys, meets Brian, and you know the rest. Probably changes his name and stuff. My source? They got your name, address, and everything, as Brian says during trailer 2. It wouldn't be too big of a stretch. It happened in GTA 5. Did Brian know Jason was undercover at some point? Sure, he probably ran Jason through the ringer to test if he fully left that life. No doubt. Brian sounds like he's all about loyalty, so that tracks. Fill the gap in as you wish. The feds find Jason and threaten him, but ultimately the whole conversation is about we are getting Lucia out early. Then you as Jason will go pick her up. Then Jason and Lucia work their way up through the criminal ranks across Leonida, and then at the end, we bust Lucia and Raul's game. Alright, so that's pretty much the whole theory that real JDK came up with.